starry-eyed. Original, that's how it is, you drip so original. I deleted all the pictures of you I had on my Instagram. You can't see it in my dreams, I hold you close just like I wish I can. It's late at night, I know you're gone, and I can't sleep cause you moved on. I wish I tried, but you're with someone else tonight. Oh, why do we end up broken hearted? Oh, running right back to where we started. Trying to make it all okay, but the end is still the same. Oh, why do we end up broken hearted? What's that show we watched together? I can just remember you and me. Flipping channels, but my mind is watching slideshows of our memories. It's late at night, I know you're gone, and I can't sleep cause you moved
are here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out cause you kept cutting the cord. And I started to fade into your grave. See, I finally opened up my eyes, and I saw me coming back to life. That I'd be better without you inside. It's time to be someone I wanna recognize. The future starts right now. I made a reservation, but you never came, so I'm checking out. The fire you stole away, I know one day we'll come back around. The future is now. The future is now. The future is now. I waited for you in the passenger seat. There's only so far I can ride in your dreams. While you were chasing everything else but me, I'm starting to break out from your grave. See, I finally opened up my eyes, and I saw me coming back to life. That I'd be better without you inside. It's time to be someone I wanna recognize. The future starts right now. I made a reservation, but you never came, so I'm checking out. The fire you stole away, I know one day.
The scene is set, two good teams, a great playing surface and a vibrant atmosphere. It has all the ingredients for a really exciting game.
And there it is! No life left in this game. And they have the momentum now. Is it going to be? It's in! They are on a victory course.
Unfazed, takes the shot, gets the ball.
Opportunity now. 0, find the net.
Not even gonna wait for his team. Oh my god, what's happening right now? This is the gun round. This is the gun round. What are we witnessing? Oh my word, what a round. Hello everybody and welcome to Comiccon Africa. We are here with the grand finals of the Telkom VS Gaming Masters. It is Nixuh and it is Bravado Gaming that will be locking horns. The top two teams in the country going head to head for the title, for pride and for cash as well. A mammoth 250,000 Rand prize pool is up for grabs over the weekend and the winner today will take home that lion's share. My name is Hayes and as has been the case throughout the weekend, I'm joined by Deviant on the far side, Deza here in the middle as well. As you can see, we're dressed up for the occasion because we're trying to do justice for the match that will be coming up. It's a best of 5. I couldn't be more excited. Deviant, normally on Championship Sunday, you find yourself on the stage there getting ready to play the game. Today you're behind the desk. What's your thoughts on your experience so far?
I've been loving this competition so far. You know, all the teams and players that have rocked up here have really shown us what they have to play with. I mean, you can tell that there's hours and hours of grind and skill that have gone into these players' craft at the end of the day. You know, I like to think of them as craftsmen.
Yep.
So I'm really excited to be here and just be, you know, involved in this grand finals. You mentioned I'm normally on the stage, but I feel like I'm still on the stage here.
Yeah.
So it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, lovely. Des, I mean, you casted the grand finals last year between Bravado and DNMK, if I recall correctly. This time you find yourself here live at the LAN. Completely different experience, yeah?
Yeah, obviously it is a completely different experience. I mean, we've got a crowd. Last year we just had a broadcast studio, so it was literally just like 10 people there.
Yeah.
Now we've got like thousands and thousands of people here, so it's a completely different environment. I mean, the hype that everyone's been showing throughout the events has been absolutely amazing as well. So
Yeah.
just got to thank everyone for coming out, because we are nothing without the people watching the stream and coming out to support the team. So thanks for everyone that have joined us here.
Yeah, and make sure that you get your seats, guys. I see there's still a few empty seats amongst the crowd. This is going to be a spectacle to behold, so make sure you do get a spot to watch the game, and the game will be getting going soon enough. Before, though, we need to get the players on stage, so let's throw to the MCs.
150,000 rand, George.
Up for grabs
Jeez.
today to the winning team.
Yeah.
It's been leading up to this, guys. It's going to be a hectic match.
Yeah.
It's Bravado and Nixuh.
Yeah.
150,000 rand. Some people are going away richer today.
Uh-huh.
I wish that was me. I wish I was part of the team. But I'm going to enjoy this.
We need to play some more CSGO. Maybe we'll join them
100%,
next year.
100%,
Bravado,
100%.
Nixuh, do you guys have extra spots? You looking for subs?
Yeah. If they have, empty spots, if someone
Yeah.
gets injured, some
Oh,
things
okay.
go wrong.
Their pinky just
I'm
breaks.
There. I'm
Got
there,
you.
Sibu.
Say
I'm
nothing
there.
else. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for Bravado Gaming! Give it up for Bravado!
Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise.
I'm loving the energy, I'm loving the energy. Guys, you've been fighting day after day. You've made it all the way to the grand finals. How are you feeling before the match?
There's no pressure on us, eh?
Oh, that's what I love to
No
hear.
pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure, like that.
Nothing.
Without a delay, guys, I'm going to announce the next team. Give it up for Nixuh. Make some noise for Nixuh, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. Gents, it all leads up to this grand final. How are you guys feeling?
Oh, we're feeling great, hey? Another day, another final.
Another day, another
final.
Huh?
Let's not waste any more time. Grab
Let's
your
take
seats,
our
gentlemen.
seats, guys. Let's take our
You
seats.
guys can also grab your seats. I see you standing around. Don't be scared. There's empty
Grab
seats.
some seats,
your
guys.
feet
Let's
are
sit
gonna
down.
get sore.
It's gonna be
we
a
still
long
have
one.
a very, very long day. Grab your seats. It's gonna be a fun, long match. A lot of clutch moments. Desk, feel free to take it away.
Thank you very much, Sibu and Wasabi. We have got the mammoth, we've got the two titans of South African Counter-Strike going up against each other. The tension is palpable, and I'm so excited to get into this game. Now, of course, gentlemen, we'll start with you, Deviant. These two teams did play against each other in that winner bracket final on Thursday. Of course, there were a lot of anecdotes to that game as well. This time, no excuses, best of 5, no map advantage, everything left out there on the stage.
Everything to win and everything to lose, right? I'm really excited for this match. On Thursday, with Sonic coming from the airport and arriving late, and Nixuh definitely are going to be more on the ball today. They had that extra game yesterday against GG, so they're going to be a lot more warmed up. On the same breath, BVD have been able to rest. They haven't had to play any more games. They've probably been analyzing what Nixuh have been doing, and I think both teams are really ready for this. Like Slowy said, no pressure. Like Sonic said, another day, another final. Both of these teams are here to just show each other what they've got.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bravado Gaming are the defending champions here of the VS Gaming Masters Finals as well, having won in 2021. There's only one lone standing member of that squad that won last year, though. That's Wipeout. That's a huge testament to Bravado Gaming's ability to build successful rosters. In Counter-Strike, we've always seen them at the top of the level. Now, again, they've built a new team, and they find themselves in the grand final again.
Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely insane. I don't think there's anyone else that can be as successful as Bravado are with just building rosters and getting them to the top of the step. But then also, you have to look at Blaze. I wanted to highlight him because you tweeted out yesterday, I think it was, that he has reached don't know if it's consecutive, but he's reached 4 finals with 4 different organizations, teams. That is just crazy on its own.
Yeah, 2018 he won with, he made it to the finals with Big Five. 2019 he won with Energy. 2020 he won with ATK, and now in 2022 he features in the final with Bravado Gaming again. And Blaze is one of the names that probably doesn't get as much respect as he deserves. You know, people often talk about the Black Poisons and the Adams and the Slowies, but Blaze, he's goated as well, man. Okay, so let's shift things along here. All 5 individuals on both of these teams, Richard, are just extreme players in their own regard. Would you say, though, for Nixuh, though, if their 5 individuals pitch up and the 5 individuals on Bravado pitch up, Nixuh have their noses in front?
I would say yes, definitely, only because of the experience that Sonic brought back from his trip overseas, right? So he spent months overseas training and practicing at a high level, and you know that knowledge and information that you bring back, just it's almost like when Sonic says something, it's like, let's do it that way, guys. It has to be the right way. So just that certainty and the depth of knowledge that Sonic will have and implement it with the team, you know, their defaults, their T setups, they're definitely going to have their nose ahead. But that being said, Bravado also have a lot of experience. You know, Detrini himself was also overseas. You could have fed that information to the team.
Yeah.
And the amount of experience between the players across the board. I mean, you mentioned Blaze, but he hasn't been mentioned as much as other players because they're all veterans. There just happens to be older veterans and younger veterans.
Yeah. You spoke about international experience there, and we have a huge amount of international experience here, which is actually not something we're accustomed to in the South African scene. On the side of Nixuh, we had Sonic, who obviously played overseas for upwards of 4 years. You have Black Poison, excuse me, who traveled overseas as well. He played in Sweden, he played in the ATK roster, he's played in a number of international events as well. On the side of Bravado, Vilj, and both Blaze and Vilj were in North America for ATK. So the server's actually stacked with a number of individuals who have had experience abroad as well, Des.
Yeah, no, I can't more fully agree with that statement there. I mean, it's just so nice to see both of these teams up on the stage. You know, as you've mentioned, they've got so much experience, so that's just gonna give the best possible viewer experience to all of us, you know, at the events, at home. I'm just honestly so excited.
Yeah, well, I mentioned Blaze. I spoke about his international experience. I had the opportunity to chat to him a little bit and pick his brain about what it was like in North America and coming back to South Africa as well. So let's hear what he had to say.
I'm here with the pillar of Bravado, Blaze. Now, Josh, you went to North America with ATK, you played there for a couple of months, and you came back to South Africa. What was it like for you returning to home soil after actually going there, not just for an event, but to spend time there and compete there and gain all the experience that you did?
Yeah, I found when I came back, I had mounds of experience, and on top of that, I was very confident. I knew I could outduel anyone here, and with that, I had the knowledge going with me. So yeah, coming back, overall, just experience and a lot of confidence.
You now find yourself at your 4th VS Masters finals, having made the final in 2018 with Big Five. You won in 2019 with Energy. You won in 2020 with ATK. You're now in your 4th organization at your 4th VS Masters finals. Is it on your mind that you could be getting your 3rd title here?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what I'm working towards. And yeah, I think with the team I have now, the experience I have, the confidence I have, I'm sure we can pull through a win and yeah, get that trophy.
It must say quite a lot, though, that you've been able to do this this is your 4th organization, that you've got to the highest level. I mean, that must be quite rewarding for you as an individual, that all these orgs and teams are valuing you so highly and wanting you to be a part of their squad.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've gone through the ranks of many different RGLs, different players. I've been to North America, played with American players, so I have that experience coming with me, and I think I'm the type of player that anyone can rely on. I play pretty much all the difficult roles, and I think I perform pretty well doing it. So yeah, I think having me on a team is definitely what any team would want.
Yeah. I mean, you've had quite the evolution, actually, Josh, if you think about it. You know, back in the Big Five days, playing with Convict and Tools and those guys, you were just the guy who they didn't rely on too much because you were still up and coming. But now there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders because of all that experience. Do you feel that pressure? Do you thrive under that pressure? How does it affect you?
I've always said to myself, I thrive the best when I'm under pressure. And I think being put in these hard roles, it challenges me a lot. I know what I'm capable of. I can easily be a star player in the roles I'm put in. But I think what benefits the team is me playing the difficult positions and, yeah, being a pillar of the team.
Okay, well, he says he thrives under pressure. We're going to be finding out today as he is on the big stage once again. Not much longer before we do get into the first game of the day, or should I say the first map of the day. It's going to be Dust 2. Now remember, this is a best of 5 with no map advantage, guys. So this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Deviant, thoughts on going into a best of 5?
Obviously, as a player, you know you've got a couple of maps lined up, right? So the first map is definitely going to be taken as a warm-up. That being said, Dust 2 being the first map for Nixuh, it's the map that BVD lost against them on Thursday. So BVD are probably going to go into this knowing that they're probably going to lose the first map, but they also banned Inferno. So I would imagine BVD is feeling quite confident. You know, they're going to get 2 of the strongest maps out of the way, and then they can move forward into the deeper map pool.
Okay, I mean, yeah, Dust 2 was a very one-sided affair when we saw these teams in the winner bracket final days. It was picked by Bravado Gaming in that instance, though, so that still does infer that they might have something in their pocket coming into this grand final.
Yeah, it could be that, or it could have been that, you know, they just wanted to see what Nixuh have up their back pockets to see how they approach the maps, how that they, you know, obviously they ended up winning that series, so they had 2 days off, and now they could have used both of those days to prepare, because they would have known that Nixuh would have wanted to get that Dust 2 pick and get it off in the first map. So I think Bravado are going to come pretty prepared. I don't think we're going to be seeing a 16-7 on this map. I think it's going to be much closer.
Okay, well, I believe we're ready to jump into the game here. Not too long before we do find ourselves in that first map of this grand final. We're back on LAN at Comiccon nonetheless. I love the amalgamation of the expo and the pop culture coming into the realm of esports as well, combining the two. Love to see the borders crossing, and I mean, we just get to create new fans, introduce the game to new people, and also continue the history and the culture that we have of South African esports. And there we go. The countdown is live. If you're here supporting Nixuh, make some noise. Let's hear it for Bravado Gaming. Oh, baby, okay. Well, I'm no audio specialist, but from what I could tell there's definitely a lot more people supporting Bravado here right now. And we're into the pistol round. Grand final is live. Welcome one, welcome all. And it doesn't look like Nixuh are wasting any time here, Des.
No, they are just instantly out of long running up, taking the fights. They're looking confident already. The cross smoke is in, and there's only Wipeout on the same bomb side right now. He's in a world of trouble because of all of the Nixuh teammates are approaching him. But Wipeout, he's been able to take one. Not too bad. 1-1. Not too bad at all for Bravado. Now we're going to be moving into 4 versus 4, but look at Blaze. Oh, you can see the head. He does find the head. Makes it a 3 versus 3, but still very touch and go for both teams. Just slowly approaching from the short, but he's going to get taken off. Blaze doubles up though. He takes on ADM, and now it's only Kani left. He finds he finds the gush onto Blaze, and he's going to be winning it out, taking the 1v2 and getting Nixuh their pistol round on the board.
Well, if that pistol round is a statement of things to come, we're going to be in for one heck of a series. Already a clutch to win around here from Kani, one of the most experienced players in South African Counter-Strike, standing up in the first round. And that was a statement from Nixuh. They were just looking to run Bravado right over.
Yeah, you could see Wipeout wasn't really prepared for that immediate contact there out of long. He was kind of a bit surprised to see, oh, okay, there's Nixuh members pushing me. But that's just what Nixuh are going to be employing. You know, we saw it yesterday against Goliath. They were just coming with that fast pace, seeing if Goliath could deal with it. They couldn't. So it's going to be up to Bravado to see if they can deal with the pace of Nixuh.
2 scouts, a couple upgraded pistols and an MP9, and they are going on a bit of an explorative mission. Slowly looking for some damage and a bit of information as well. We did see Goliath Gaming play against Nixuh on this map yesterday, and Nixuh cleaned house. A comprehensive 16-6 victory. And they're looking to try and run over against the 4-spy, though a couple of kills come back for Bravado. Do keep this interesting. There's damage done onto a few of the remaining players as well, and Wipeout has recovered an AK.
Yeah, Adam and Sonic not at all healthy into this round, and there you go. Wipeout's going to be fighting one of the low HP players now. 2 versus 2 into the speed bomb site. These are probably the 2 players on Nixuh that you want in a post plant, Sonic and Sonic Jr., aka Triton. coming against the double W. So Volge out of the window, can't quite find Triton. Now it's all onto Wipeout, left alone. Sonic, he's going to be holding him down from the window. He spots him out, gushes him, doesn't do too much damage though. Wipeout's still in this, but Sonic, he's going to be taking him out, and there you go. 2 rounds on the board for Nixuh. And they're looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, I mean, when we spoke to Sonic in that interview after they beat Goliath Gaming, he mentioned that they wanted to play very aggressively off the bat to get the mental state in the correct place for Nixuh, and it looks like they're implementing the same strategy again here, Des.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it is a good strategy to employ, because if the other team can't deal with it, then why not just keep on going for it? But oh, Vilge, I thought he maybe had a bit of a gap there, but Triton comes back, checks these corners, finds him.
Yeah.
And this should just be quite an easy cleanup for Nixuh, you know, just getting those Mackies, getting the kills, the rifles, getting the kills. It's going to be the next round, which is going to be the important one for Bravado.
By the way, Triton is 6-1. We didn't get an opportunity to talk about him on the desk in the pregame, but he has just looked so good, like a duck to water coming here at his first LAN event. He had a meteoric rise through the online period, just taking names and turning heads. He was picked up by Goliath, and then he was picked up by Nixuh. So all the top orgs looking to get their hands on him. And now here, on the offline arena, he's proving that he's even better. What a force to be reckoned with is Triton.
Yeah. Oh, but here we're going into the buy round. Both teams contesting for long control. Volge going to be doubling up. Very nice supportive flashes coming in from Soya. And we saw that Nixuh had trouble yesterday with the long control. And it's just going to continue because Volge triples up. Goliath had a pretty strong hold over Nixuh on their long take. And we see Nixuh still struggling with that long take.
Yeah. Good result coming through here for Bravado Gaming in this first gun round. When they played against Nixuh in that winner bracket final on Dust 2, they were just steamrolled. Everything Nixuh touched turned to gold. They had that Midas touch. Bravado's certainly going to be looking to put up more of a contest here on Dust 2 this time round. And shutting down that long play is a big statement to make as well, because Nixuh will have to think twice about that going forward into the rest of the half.
Yeah, and obviously we've mentioned Triton or Nixuh, but one player that has impressed me throughout this year so far for Bravado has been Volge, and you know, triple kill into the buy round there was very big from him. Nice flash there through the smoke, started catching off Slowy. And Nixuh just trying to do some damage, trying to see what they can do. Volge, he's going to be volleying the bomb site, so that's obviously going to be delaying the plants.
Oh.
And ADM's burning. That is not what you want to see. Sonic though, he's going to be able to get one, but ADM, low HP. He's going to get found there by Wipeout. Nice retake from Bravado. They keep 3 players alive. That's what you like to see, because now you can just have either Doro or Volge just drop in over 2 rifles to obviously the 2 fallen players on Bravado, and they are going to have a very good buy still going into the next.
We saw Volge stand up in that previous round there towards long. 3 big kills coming through from him. He is the star player on the side of Bravado Gaming, and you could argue that this is one of the biggest games of his career so far, Des, and Bravado are going to be relying on his stardom here if they're going to be successful.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely a win condition. He can't go quiet throughout this grand final. He's going to need to be at the top of the scoreboard. I mean, maybe for those stat nerds, his rating against Nixuh on Thursday on HLTV was only 0.99, which isn't what we're accustomed to.
Yeah.
Seeing out of Volge, whereas Blaze had a 1.14 rating, so he was actually the guy stepping up for Bravado.
Yeah,
so
largely on that last map, right?
Exactly. Oh my word, ADM with a tap onto Volge. That is a big find.
And look at the initiative immediately after he gets that kill. They're just going to be forcing the issue straight in towards that A-bomb site. They circumvent the rotations with good utility usage, and they've got fairly decent post-plant positions as well. This is going to be a challenging retake for Bravado Gaming. They don't even have a clear pathway to get into the bomb site. I actually wouldn't be surprised if we just saw them call it a day off the bat.
I fully agree with you there. Nixuh, right now, they've just got 2 strong of a post-plant. Looks like Slowy's going to be testing things, but now, okay, Bravado are going to be committing to the retake, but as you mentioned, Matt, probably they should have gone for the save, and now we see why.
I mean, Slowy coming up the ramp from CT, it's such an awkward position to retake with an AWP as well. I mean, maybe you get a kill, but you'll always get traded out straight afterwards. And I think Bravado Gaming missed the trick there. Should have just committed to the save. Something I'd like to point out, Des, if you look on the stage there behind Bravado Gaming, we have one of South Africa's legends. It is Dimitri. It is Detrony. the fabric of South African esports right there. One of the best players we've ever seen. And sure, he doesn't have the headset on, so he can't communicate with his team, but his aura alone will certainly be having an impact, Des.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much as close as you are going to be getting to Sonic. Obviously, ex-teammate of Sonic. Having a player like that just standing behind you, even if it's just a fist bump, you know, it's definitely going to make a difference.
Yeah, just calm the team down as well. We have a couple young players on the side of Bravado. Obviously, Bilge is only 18 years old. Wipeout's only played on the stage once before this as well. Doru not really accustomed to this level, so, you know, on LAN at least. So, yeah, I think he's definitely going to be having an impact, and there we go. We get him on the camera. It is a very successful anti-eco round coming through from Nixuh. They go clear 5-1, and they've come out the gate swinging here, Des.
Yeah, but this is kind of what we expected. We know how strong Nixuh are on Dust 2, and I think Bravado kind of expected that as well. So I don't think they're going to be deterred at all by the current scoreline.
Yeah.
They just need to, you know, get their momentum going and get their way into this game. Oh, look at Sonic here. Oh, the initiative taken by Nixuh. There you go. It's going to be yielding a frag. Sonic going to be finding Doru, and that's a free B bomb side by the way. Still a 3 versus 3. Oh, but Blaze, is he going to be...
Oh my god, Sonic.
The anticipation from Sonic is just crazy there. To just lob that nade into the door. Blaze catching that with both hands. And Black Poison going to be finding Wipeout as well. Now slowly left alone with the orb. Just chilling like a villain.
Waiting for an opportunity to pounce, try to make something happen here in the round. He comes through with the USP. Oh, and Triton, he makes it known. He is the boss of that round. We did see the BM from Slowy onto Triton in that upper bracket final, and Triton gives it right back, 6-1. Bravado Gaming struggling to find their footing. Maybe a tactical timeout here could be a good option. I mean, you already spoke about how Dust 2 was going to be a difficult prospect for Bravado. My only concern is losing the first map of this grand final. How does that affect their mental game?
Well, obviously, if it was maybe a lesser experienced team, I would have said, okay, yeah, this it might be a problem. But I mean, as Rich also mentioned on the desk, Bravado have kind of eliminated 2 of the best maps for Nixuh already. Inferno's been their insta-ban, and then they're playing Dust here first. So, you know, those are Nixuh's best maps. So it's good to kind of have those out of the way, and then for the rest of the map pool, you know, Bravado are looking pretty good. So I don't think, even if they go on to lose this map, it is very early days, by the way, but if they do go on to maybe lose this map, then I don't think it's going to be troubling them all too much.
What I will say is this Nixuh team are just looking incredibly well drilled right now. All the individuals pitching up, waiting to see the individuals come to the server here for Bravado Gaming as well. Slow to start. I mean, I know that you say that they wouldn't mind losing Dust 2, but they would still want to put up some sort of a contest.
Yeah, no, of course. You want to be winning every map you're playing in a grand final, but sometimes you also need to be realistic about things. That's the important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more there, Des. You set unrealistic expectations. You're just setting yourself up for disappointment. Well, I was going to say, why does Triton have a scout?
I was just about to say that as
there?
well.
That's the ultimate BM.
He's got 10k in the bank, but he's chilling with a scout.
Big opening kill there. Love to see the initiative being taken by Bravado Gaming in towards tunnels. And that's going to be forcing the hand of Nixuh towards long, considering they've now lost their lurk, and there's a lot of info available for the CT side.
Yeah, that was a big pick to find there from Doru, but the thing is, though, that Nixuh have been very, very solid on their A-Tex, but just creeping over the smoke. This isn't too bad of a position. Okay, how many is he going to be getting? He gets 1, but fully blinded up. The supportive flashes from Nixuh are very good, but he's going to be doubling up. Blaze helping out as well. Doru coming in with a 2k in the round. And that's a pretty good hold from Bravado. I mean, as we mentioned, Doru getting that opening pick, getting all the information for his team. Once Bravado had that information, the round just becomes so easy for them.
Yeah, they immediately gravitate towards the A-bomb site. Good to see Bravado coming out of their shells as well, making plays, having that confidence, because they're going to have to match Nixuh. And that's exactly what they do in that previous round, but there's a mountain of cash in the bank for the T side. So they will be able to fully invest, no problem. It does look like that AWP battle towards middle's been trading damage, but no early kills.
Yeah, no early kills, and Slowy's had a pretty slow start to the game as well. I mean, only 2 frags that he's been able to find. Oh, Cardi, gotta be careful there, mate. Slowy can spot your head if you jump again.
He's been forced forward by that molly. Black Poison goes for the peak. Slowy only has 1 shot, 1 opportunity to seize everything he ever wanted, but he didn't capture it. He just let it slip. and it's going to be Nixuh who find that opening pick.
Is that a Backstreet Boys reference, man?
No, definitely not. That's Eminem there.
Eminem. Oh,
that's Eminem
bad.
I thought you were trolling me. Backstreet Boys. Oh well, Doru in the back streets of the B bomb site, able to get a bit of damage down, leaves Blaze in a very tough situation. Bravado Gaming win a gun round, but they dropped the round immediately afterwards, which means Nixuh just maintain all the control of Dust 2 right now.
Yeah. I think this is pretty much going as everyone expected it to be going on Dust 2. Nixuh with a very healthy lead, already winning the half, by the way. There's still quite a few rounds to go. 5 more rounds to go. Would be nice to see that action.
There we go. Actually, we missed out on the kill. Slowy finds that opening frag with the AWP.
So he's needed to have an impact so far. Nixuh's game plan, I really admire it because they've been able to just, take Slowy out of this game completely on Dust 2. We saw it on Thursday. We've been seeing it again today, just except not for this round. So he's actually been able to find that opening pick, and that's something that Bravado haven't had the luxury of. But, oh, no, Wipeout, he wasn't at all expecting ADM to be there, and that is a big mistake from Bravado.
Yeah, I mean, Slowy's on the A bomb site watching towards long, so a bit of an oversight there from Wipeout. He gets caught off guard, and that's a free frag back for Nixuh. Lack of awareness costs him that advantage. Triton wants to blow the door wide open on this A bomb site. Kills coming through aplenty right now. It's only Slowy left. Whiffing his shots, Triton will put him to death. And that's the A bomb site in control of Nixuh.
Yeah, Nixuh played that really well. I mean, they had a mid lurk there, they had players coming out of short, they even had Kani coming out along there. So with Bravado, after losing Wipeout there, it was just, they were just going to be in a world of trouble. And Nixuh capitalized onto the ADM refrag, and from there on in, it was a pretty easy round.
A bit rough considering Slowy finds that opening frag, but that's the only kill they get in the round. Look at the kill distribution here. Oh, Triton on the drive-by, great awareness. As I said though, if you have a look at the kill distribution once we get back on the server here, everybody on Nixuh is between 8 and 10 kills. Just a 2-kill delta right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I actually can't believe that. That is, you don't really ever see that players, we know Nixuh are pretty much an all-star team.
Yes.
But we always expect, okay, there has to be someone playing the supportive role. There is always going to be someone. Camera's back on us for a bit. But there's always going to be someone, lacking a bit in the frags department. But none of that at all. It's just Nixuh are impressing me so much today.
Yeah. I mean, it's early days. We're still waiting to see the might of Bravado Gaming. We all know what they're capable of.
I think they might need the Bravado supporters,
Any Bravado supporters there? You guys got to make some noise to support them. I promise they can hear you through the headphones, and it makes a big difference for them as well. They feel your energy.
There you go. The Bravado fans' energy has given Wipeout a frag there. Wipeout going to be finding ADM, and Triton. He gets tagged up there, only on 25 HP now.
Has to be Slowy's AWP in the round here if there's any chance, Des.
But again, the B bomb site without AWP.
Yeah.
It almost renders it null and void.
These two teams in that winner bracket final when they played on Dust 2, it was a 16-7 result in favor of Nixuh. Started on the T side on that occasion as well. They start on the T side here once again. And it's looking like more of the same.
The retake is coming in though from Bravado, and there you go, Builders. He's going to be finding Triton, and Sonic just cleaning things up easy as he plays, finding a nice shot there. But time is running pretty low. Any damage he can do is going to be awesome, obviously. But the round win is not on the cards anymore, and there you go. I mean, Bravado do a great amount of damage there. They find 4 Nixuh players on the eco, so not too bad. But not a round win though, and that's what they really need.
Yeah, I mean, the eco, fair enough that they inflict a bit of damage as we do get to the closing stages of this first half. Big gun round here for Bravado Gaming, man. I mean, I don't even think 4 rounds you could sort of justify and make a cause for BVD. They need all 5 that they can, the minimum, or should I say rather, the maximum they can accomplish from here is 5, and they need all of those points.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure on you. You can't be making any mistakes. against the Nixuh team that have just been dominating you on the map so far, it is going to be an uphill task, but you know, if you're playing under the Bravado squad, it's never impossible.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll often hear people refer to the Bravado aura. When you join that organization, when you play for the brand, it just elevates you to the next level. There's an element of respect that you earn when you pull that jersey on. Nixuh, obviously the new boys on the block, making their presence known by picking up a super team off the bat, not wasting any time to get themselves in the scene. They just wanted to get the best on their books. It's exactly what they've done. Look at Bravado taking some control here, able to find a bit of decent position in the round to get information to play with, and the frag to go with that as well at the hands of the captain.
Oh, is that a smoke miss? I think he would have maybe loved to drop that on
No,
the sight in front of him.
he didn't miss that. He threw that onto the car to extinguish the molly and try and bait out as though there's somebody behind the car.
Fair enough. Oh, well, Sonic, he's going to be finding Slowey coming out on top in that AWP battle. Tries and taking quite a bit of damage crossing over onto the side, but he has crossed over and the bomb should be going down pretty soon. But ADM is super low. Cardi's also super low. There's problems here for Nixuh on this bomb side because they are all low HP. Bravado, no, just jumping up and finding Triton. Blaze also going to be finding the AWP of Sonic, and there you go. Listen to the crowd, man. They love that retake. Absolutely
Beautiful.
love that retake. And I mean, that was just a beautiful retake. They only lose Slowey there. The AWP's going to be recovered anyway for him. But yeah, again, it feels like whenever Nixuh are running onto that A bomb side from long, Bravado are just ready for them.
Yeah, vital round picked up there by Bravado, pushing into middle as well. Good to see that they're still keeping up the confidence. Getting that map control provided the information, and it meant they were ready for that hit to come through on the A bomb site. A lot of damage done throughout the early stages of that round as well gave them a big advantage. But again, it can't be a round in isolation. Can't be a flash in the pan here from Bravado. We need to see them string a couple together. And again, it's going to be more aggression off the bat. Looking to try and implement themselves here early on in the round. But the trades favor the side of Nixuh.
Yeah, the flash wasn't too great for Vulge.
Oh,
but onto Sonic, he was fully blind. We could see that. But yeah, Nixuh so far in this round, they have the man advantage jump. And they... Okay, ADM. Just tickling, just tickling Sonic in the smoke there. But anyway, this round is definitely favoring Nixuh. I mean, they've already got double digits on here, so Slowey's going to have to go absolutely huge if they want to get consecutive rounds on the board for Bravado.
Slowey will have to be the hero indeed, Des. They even have the second AWP in play here as well. Means the retake's going to be very difficult here for the side of BVD. Kits in play, sure. Utility, sure. That's a big kill from Doru, though. Response comes through from Sonic, 2 versus 2 in the penultimate round of the first half. Blaze trying to find a way into the site. He's actually been able to find an AK as he transitions his way forward. No fights being offered up right now by Nixuh. They force BVD to make their way forward. Kill comes through from Blaze. It means it's on the goat. Sonic to clutch. Gets the first and he gets the second as well. Huge clutch coming through from Sonic as he announces his presence. And it is going to be a massive round for Nixuh once again, making sure that Bravado can't get any momentum.
Sonic 16-5, by the way, just in the first half. That is just, that's what we've become accustomed to when we see Sonic on the server on LAN.
Well,
you know, just stepping up.
Feels just so surreal to me still having him here on the stage playing South African Counter-Strike at Comiccon Africa. The last time Sonic played at a LAN was in 2017 in South Africa, that is, as we see Vulge doubling down towards long. Great kills coming through at the hands of his FAMAS. Invaluable frags. Can he get a third? No. Sonic finds the kill in response. He's up to 17. Continues to lead from the front.
Oh, but look at Slowey. The re-aggression. Oh, he's missed his timing there, unfortunately. I love that from Sonic, though. He has the confidence, obviously. So does Black Poison, but no! A little bit of a whiff there. And Blaze has been able to capitalize on that. He's going to give Bravado back the man advantage. But no, Doru is in a very, very awkward spot. He needs to escape back to his home of the B bomb site. And he's all alone defending. He finds one. Can he get two? No, he can't. Sonic again. Oh! Smoke spam from Blaze going to be finding Sonic. That is going to be only 4 rounds for Bravado. So not giving Bravado fans much to cheer about, unfortunately.
I would say it's still the rock bottom bare minimum to have a fighting chance going into that T side. You know, we always speak about Sonic's law on the 11-4. gives them, win the pistol round, win that first gun round. All of a sudden, 11-7, you have something to work with at that point for Bravado. Got a bit of utility to work with as their individuals start to warm up to this grand final, Des.
Yeah, that's something that Deviants obviously mentioned on the desk. Oh, that's not what you want happening.
I don't think that was the plan when they bought a molly at the start of the round, Des.
Not at all. But it's all about the first map of the grand final, obviously being a bit of a warm-up for both teams. Obviously, we see Nixuh being a little bit more warm than Bravado so far. But as you mentioned with the 11-4 scoreline, this is going to be putting a lot of pressure on Bravado to win it. They need to win it if they want to keep themselves alive on the first map of the grand final, yeah.
And they're pushing into the juggernaut here on the side of Nixuh, their star player playing the star role, able to tap down Blaze, clean onto Doru as well. Sonic doesn't give a damn. Now he goes at range, does get some damage. Triton comes into the equation as well. They just want to force the issue on towards Slowy. It's only Volge left remaining. This would be the clutch of the tournament so far if he could somehow navigate a way to make this happen, but Black Poison says no.
Important that he gets the bomb plan there, though. That is quite big because now this is going to allow Bravado to at least force up into the next round, get the goals, maybe get a scout, maybe get a bit of util. And to be honest, what would you do if you were in Bravado's position right now? Would you save one and then get a really good buy going into the next one, but giving Nixuh 13 rounds?
Yes, that's my option because they didn't get the bomb plant in that pistol round that they lose. So I think that the obvious choice is just to go for the eco here, but no. This is such a big gambit coming through from Bravado because if you lose this round, it's 14-4 before you get a gun round up again. Huge call.
Oh, the late long take coming in from Bravado. Triton's all alone at the wall, and he's going to get fragged there by Slowy. Jumping Mac 10 right in the face. Not a bad opening for Bravado, but look at Nixuh. 3 players fighting this, and it's actually coming out on top as well for Nixuh. They're taking all the names and all the frags. Adam doubling up, and now it's all onto Blaze and Volge. Volge so blind, he can't see a thing. And now it is only onto Blaze, and they just keep on fighting him. Okay, that might have been a little bit of a misplay from Adam, but now Blaze definitely has a very, very big chance to convert this 1 versus 2 clutch because he knows exactly where Sonic is, or he at least has a pretty strong suspicion, but he has no clue where Kani might be.
Yeah, he's got time on his side here as well, does Blaze, to try and navigate a way into the round. As the clock continues to tick, he's looking to try and isolate these fights, spots up Sonic towards the car, but Sonic is just on a rampage right now, man. He's smurfing. This guy used to play at the highest level in North America, played under the banner of Cloud9, under the banner of Envious, extra salt as well. And now he's rubbing the salt into the wounds of Bravado here back in South Africa.
Yeah, you did mention, obviously, Bravado going for that 4th round. That was a do or die. If you lose that, you're basically just giving Nixuh 14 rounds, and that is probably going to be the case.
Going to be numbers out towards Long here early on, looking to try and overwhelm the CT side. Tech9's in play, Wipeout, and Volge will find kills, but
double nade.
It's an airstrike there from Adam. What a way to trade 2 kills back from the 5v3 back into an even numbers situation. And that's just going to stunt the approach immediately here for Bravado.
Volge has gotten himself into the pit though, and he's had opportunities to fight away against Black Poison, but okay, Blaze, he finds Adam. And now Bravado, they have the advantage again in this round. They only have 1 smoke, which has been utilized. But Black Poison, he's just swinging through it. Okay, he's going to be finding Volge, but only good for 1. So now he leaves Kani with a lot to do in this 1 versus 2.
No armor on either of these players, Des, and the problem is that they haven't actually been able to recover any guns.
Oh wait, the footsteps? Do you think? Okay,
No,
they've
not
started
yet.
walking at the perfect time, yeah.
This is actually ideal. Kani, though, focuses his attention towards short in the perfect timing, and he finds the transfer as well. That's the second 1 versus 2 here on the map for Kani. He opened up for his team in the pistol round, and he gets another 1v2 here as well. The lack of armor costs Bravado.
I mean, again, it is a great eco round from Bravado. I mean, they do find 4 frags there with only pistols. But not going to be good enough, unfortunately.
First full gun round here of the second half. Make some noise for Bravado Gaming. They need your support, guys. And there we go. They're hearing your call. They find the opening kills in the round. Nixuh continue to fight with them here in towards middle, looking to try and bully their opponents. Sonic and Kani, the only two players left alive here for Nixuh in the first 20 seconds of the round. Then they're going to keep up with the aggression, and Volge punishes.
Oh my word, that nade and then spam right through the door from Sonic. Finding Volge. Now yet another 1 versus 2 for another Nixuh member, but this time, Sonic, you're no Kani, you're not going to be winning that one out. And Bravado at least secure themselves a 5th round on the board.
Big gun round won by Bravado Gaming in the 11th hour. They win the vital round to keep themselves involved in the conversation. And actually, because of all the damage they deal in those force buy and eco rounds that they lost, there's no money in the bank for Nixuh. Sure, they go for the force buy, but this is a wonderful opportunity for BVD to find their 6th, and after that, their 7th in the anti-eco.
Yeah, Nixuh have opened the door slightly for Bravado to get a few more rounds on the board, but I mean, we're talking about a 9-round difference, so that is going to be such a tough thing to come back from, you know.
Blaze is standing up here, Des. He's up to 17 kills right now. We've seen him do it before in grand finals at Comiccon. Big pick from Black Poison, but it compromises his position. He won't be able to find anything more from there. As I said, if Blaze gets the ball rolling, he is a force to be reckoned with. We saw him do it in the deciding map of the upper bracket final. And he's getting warm nice and early on here in the grand final as well.
That is such a cheeky one-way from Sonic, and almost going to be yielding him frag, but Doru helping out his mate Wipeout, and he's going to be helping out his team even more by finding Kani now. So only Triton, he's been able to find the dangerous Doru, and also Volge. Okay, Bravado, maybe have a bit of a chiller because Wipeout is super, super low, as is Triton now. He's only on 1 HP. Blaze with a spam, and Blaze has been super good for Bravado so far. I mean, he's kind of their only shining light in this map. He's the only player going positive as well, and he is also the player that has been playing the best Counter-Strike so far at this event.
Yeah, absolutely.
For Bravado, obviously. Not at the whole event, but for Bravado.
He is one of the most experienced players on the side of Bravado. Not only has he been competing for 5 or 6 years, he's even gone overseas for ATK, where he played in North America for a number of months. So he's certainly the player they would expect to be standing up here when the pressure is on. Easy clean up here in the anti-eco. Just the pistols for Nixuh. Bravado will keep 5 alive. And now we're starting to see them pitching up to the server, Des, exactly as we would have hoped.
Yeah, that is what you want to see out of your ecos, you know. You're just going to be getting your ego inflated a little bit by getting those ecos and just making life easy for yourself. No, not even losing one member, but okay, the suicide boost, I like it. Not going to be yielding anything because the Nixuh members aren't actually orbed up. So 5 M4s across the board for them. Not too much util either, so although they do have the M4s in hand, they don't have the best buy. They don't have all the bells and whistles that they would have liked to have.
Nixuh have been in control of this game so far, but maybe starting to feel a tiny ounce of pressure coming through after these last few rounds being won by BVD. Obviously, still a huge disparity in the scoreline, and it looks like Bravado going for the brute force approach into the B bomb side, but Black Poison, he lines them up. He gets 3 kills with 1 magazine. Kani finds a frag as well, and it's diabolical for Bravado. They won't even find a single frag in the round, and with that surely goes any chance of them competing for the map.
Yeah. I don't know, that spray down from Black Poison, man. What can he do against that? He just steps out of his little shadow area, finds 3, almost 4 actually on that spray down.
Yeah, it had the extra 5 bullets of the old A1S. He probably gets the 4th. Maybe a case for the A4 there as well. Nah. No A4 users allowed here on the server. I actually don't think anyone on the server here uses the A4.
No. Good to see as well, you know. Just everyone using the A1S.
There was someone on Goliath. I know Slash had it dropped to him one round. I don't think that he actually had it equipped. Either way. Bravado now need to win, 8 consecutive rounds just to take this to overtime. Slowy whiffs a key shot there onto Sonic. Need to be connecting on those shots. But Volge will still find the entry, lurking over towards the opposite side of the map right now. Has found that B anchor, but Black Poison still resides.
Oh, Wipeout? Oh, you don't see many players taking that 1v1 against a player like Triton, but Wipeout does. Decapitate him. and gives Bravado the man advantage back. Now this is going to be turning into a bit of a mid to B with one player moving out of the uppers and only Black Poison to defend. He's going to be good for one. Nice trade there from Doru, and B bomb side is secured for Bravado. We saw how strong it was for Nixuh as soon as they got into that bomb side, so this is going to be quite tough for Sonic, but if anyone can clutch it up, it is probably going to be Sonic.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been on a tear so far here in the grand final, topping the server with 24 frags. Doesn't have the luxury of a kit though, Des. Interestingly enough, considering how they won that previous round, they had a lot of money in the bank. Maybe there's one in the bomb side. Gets the kill into Slowy, forces Doru up with the molly. Doru will fall, but it doesn't matter because he finds the kill before that. And Bravado Gaming are still alive on Dust 2. What an attempt from Sonic though.
That's such a stylish attempt, you know, just chucking that molly with a movement, moving to the door, taking down Slowy, almost getting the spray transfer onto Doru, but thankfully for Bravado, Doru could find Sonic in time.
Not only about Bravado fighting to try and make the comeback here on the map, but even also just trying to instill a little bit more confidence in their individuals, start to warm up to the grand final, start to find some momentum to take into the second map, which is going to be Nuke, by the way, guys.
Yeah, I mean, any more rounds that Bravado can get, if they can get to double digits and lose the map, I don't think they're going to be too worried at all, because there haven't been a lot of teams that have been able to post double digits against Nixuh on Dust 2, because we know that is by far, alongside Inferno, their best map in their map pool. So, I mean, if Bravado can just get a few more rounds on the board, then that's going to build up some confidence going into one of their strongest maps.
Oh no, okay.
What is that?
Kani rips the head right off of Slowy. Perfect way for Nixuh to start off this eco if there's going to be any chance. Now he makes his way back to where he generally resides, over on the B-bomb side, but Volge gets the pick. There we go. Volge starts to come to the party, fighting some big entries on this B-bomb side. Tag down, but that's all right. There we go. Bravado Gaming able to avoid any proverbial banana peels here in this all-important anti-eco.
Yeah, they've been able to deal with all of these anti-ecos pretty well so far. Only Sonic now, with a cheeky deagle in hand. Don't think he's going to be able to do too much though. He's only down to 8 HP now. So again, nice round from Bravado, getting 9 rounds on the board for themselves. And again, building up that confidence even more round by round.
Yeah, exactly. You can start to see the individuals are warming up to it as well. I mean, Blaze is 22 and 17, by the way, so he's looking very good. Volge also starting to rack up the frags as well. Bravado Gaming continue to show fight here despite the rough start to the map, and it's good to see some smiles on their faces as well.
Yeah, Volge was looking happy there. Slowy focuses always, though. You know, have to be. If you're the IGL captain, oldest member on the team as well, you've got to be the pillar of the team. You can't get too excited, can't get too sad either.
Yeah, maintaining that neutral emotional state is so important. Something the old Bravado game was so good at with the likes of Detrony, JT, Elusive. Didn't matter whether they were thriving or suffering. It was just neutral looks and expressions throughout.
Volge just all tucked in this cubby. That's a big opening. That is absolutely huge, because now Bravado have a man advantage and a lot of util to work with, which is just going to allow Volge, you know, throw some smokes, maybe create the illusion that you're going to be walking through them. But okay, ADM responds back in the best way possible, takes down the top frag of Bravado, and Sonic finds Slowy. So this has actually turned out to be a pretty good round so far for Nixuh.
Yeah, rough for Bravado after finding that opening pick. Volge is on an island right now. Triton gets that kill. Volge was hoping to try and draw more attention in towards the B side of the map. It's only Doru and Wipeout left to try save the day. Sonic gets the first, gets the information on Doru as well, who now has to clutch. 1 versus 4 turn, 1v3. They know exactly where he is as well. This should be mission impossible. And who else but Sonic to put the finishing touches on the round. Nixuh open up the grand final by claiming the victory on Dust 2. Emphatically at that as well. Sure, the score was 16-9, not incredibly one-sided, but they were always in control of that map, Des.
Yeah, no, Nixuh, I mean, they were up 14-4 not too long ago.
Exactly.
They were always going to be in control of that map, and that is why that is one of their best maps. So even though Bravado have had the 2 rest days, they would have expected Dust 2 to be the first map, and the prep not doing them too much, because they've only been able to secure 2 more rounds than they could on Thursday.
Yeah, good point. Deviant, thoughts on Dust 2?
Yeah, I mean, Nixuh, are playing a really good terrorist. I just want to point out their terrorist side. You know, they're not doing anything too special, but they're doing the basics really, really well. When they went long and BVD, the first time they went long, BVD shut them down. Nixuh changed up their strategy. They start pushing out top. When they won the round top, they then go out mid towards B. So Sonic is really keeping his call, you know, on the game. He's changing it up all the time. BVD can't read him. As soon as, you know, every time Nixuh tried to go long, they were getting shut down, and Sonic was, you know, counter calling against that. Which was really, really working out in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, not only is he calling fantastically in the mid-rounds and making great decisions, he's also fragging like a beast, Deviants. I mean, you've had him on your team before. You know what he's capable of, and he's just performing to the best of his ability right now.
100%. Everyone on that Nixuh team is a very, very strong fragger, you know, and they're working together really well. As soon as they make a decision, you can see they throw the util down and they move out. They take the space in the trading and the jewels, you know, they're keeping the pressure up every time.
Were you more impressed by Bravado Gaming this time on Dust 2 compared to what we saw from them in the winner bracket final?
Yeah, so the game on Thursday, I mean, it was a 16-7 scoreline. This time it was a 16-9, so they definitely did do better. But unfortunately, I think, like I said, Nixuh's terrorist is just a bit a cut above the rest. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, looked like Slowy was one of the individuals who struggled the most on the side of Bravado, but good to see Blaze standing up. And they did bring some momentum to the table as well towards the end of the map. As you said, all the players on the side of Nixuh were in great form though. Okay, well, Dust 2 done and dusted. It is going to be Nuke up next. We'll try to break that down a little bit, but I believe we have an interview with Black Poison, which I was able to record a few days ago. So let's hear what he had to say.
I'm here with the legend himself, Black Poison from Nixuh. Now, you've been a part of the scene for a long time, but you had a bit of a hiatus once you came back from America, end of 2019. You kind of took a bit of a break, almost skipped the online period, and now you're back for dessert, you're back for the LAN Counter-Strike. Talk me through why you took that break and what brought you back to the scene.
Obviously, with the whole COVID coming through, you know, that affected gaming in general. There was a lack of events happening, tournaments, on LAN events specifically. You know, also when you get to a certain age, you have to focus on bigger things in life, being financially stable and all of that. So I thought to myself, let me just, you know, stop gaming for now. There's no point for me to put this many hours every single day into practice, day in, day out, every day for the entire week. So yeah, I thought to myself, let me do something regarding business, you know, get myself going. And then once that's up and running, maybe I'll get back into gaming if I've got time on my hands. If not, then I won't be into gaming, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I did get some time on my hands, and then I saw some qualifiers come through for international. I saw Trevor leaving his team in Dynamic, so I thought it was a perfect time. And I think also when you take such a long break from gaming, you miss Counter-Strike. Like, Counter-Strike's a place in your heart, you know? So yeah, it was just a no-brainer for me to give it one more try and see where it goes.
The perfect storm brought you back, essentially, because the players were available and the opportunities were there as well.
Correct. No, 100%. Obviously, there was other players that I wanted that were in other teams, but we managed to get that right. But I also think Nixuh is a big role in getting that, because they take good care of us, they give us good salaries, they send us where we need to be, repair our PCs when we need, you know what I mean? They take good care of us. So that's without Nixuh, I think it would have been much harder to achieve that.
Perfect.
Well, Deviant, Black Poison has been one of the household names of South African Counter-Strike for as long as I can remember, and that's going back to 2014. Coming back to South African CS once again, he's one of those individuals who doesn't play in the second best team. He doesn't play for second. He's always wanting to be at the top.
No, 100%. Black Poison has always been one of the top competitors in the country. You know, the first time we went overseas with Bravado back in 2014 at DreamHack, you know, we were in a team together, and he's been playing for a long time at the top. Even after that experience, I believe he went to Sweden by himself to try and play, and, you know, and then he also moved to America and he tried to play there as well. Well, he did play and then came back, you know. Obviously, it's a bit harder when you. I think he struggled in Sweden with the language barrier, which is unfortunate. But he's gained so much experience overall, just with his passion and love for the game. You can see it come through. He, like he mentioned in that interview, you know, CS is in his heart, And being a top competitor and wanting to be the best, you know, it's really driven him to the top all the time.
Yeah, you cut Black Poison, he bleeds Counter-Strike, essentially. Guys, I see a lot of empty seats here. Don't go too far. It's not going to be too long before we get going with the second map. So if you were watching in the wings, be sure to grab some of those seats here at Comiccon Africa. We're back on LAN, and we have the best two teams in the country going up against each other as well, providing all of the entertainment. Next is the explosivity of Nuke. Deviant. We saw Nuke between these two teams in the winner bracket final as well. It was won by Bravado, and they were in control throughout the entirety of that map as well. Are you expecting more of the same here, or do you think Nixuh will be showing us something different?
I definitely think Nixuh will be showing us something different, but Bravado, I believe, might have upper hand on this map, just judging from the previous way they were playing. That being said, though, I think Nixuh being rested and on fire for the finals might be a different matchup for Bravado.
Even though Nuke does favor Bravado, it's still the map that Nixuh have shown they can definitely be competitive on. It's certainly not, you can't compare it to Inferno or Dust 2 for Nixuh against Bravado. It's not like it's a very one-sided map for Bravado in comparison to those other maps I mentioned. So do you think it is going to be a BVD map, or do you think Nixuh might be able to sneak in the win?
So of all the maps in the map pool that we have here today, I think Nuke is going to be by far Bravado's favorite map. You're going to be seeing a lot of confidence out of their players because that is their best map by far. So if Bravado have a bit of a rocky start, then I am going to get worried because they are map down, and if they lose Nuke, then, you know, moving to the next map, which I think is Mirage, 2-0 down in a grand final. If you lose Mirage, you're losing 3-0 to Nixuh. So there's going to be a bit of pressure on Bravado for sure. So they are going to have to bring their A game on Nuke.
Deviant, I mean, Bravado would have known Dust 2 was always going to be a rough game for them, and they would have relied on Nuke as the insurance policy in the second map of the series. Des just made a point there saying that if they lose Nuke, they're in big trouble. Would you substantiate that?
Definitely, definitely. The fact that Nixuh is starting CT first on Nuke makes me feel a bit worried for Bravado as well. You know, if Nixuh put up a good defensive score, it's going to be hard for them to get back on that map. That being said, they definitely need to pull a win on Nuke, you know.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be finding out soon enough how all the action unfolds. Shouldn't be much longer before we get into that second map of the grand final. Still a lot of empty seats here, guys. If you're walking past and wondering what's going on, we have got Counter-Strike Global Offensive. It's the grand final of the Telkom VS Gaming Masters, the two best teams in the country. Both playing for not only the title, not only for money, but pride as well, Deviant.
Definitely, that's the biggest thing, you're right. The money's a nice little bonus, but it's always the bragging rights. It's for the pride. So, 100%. I think both of these teams want to win badly just to make sure that the other team doesn't. You know?
Yeah, there's a huge rivalry here. There's no love lost between these two teams, which makes it even more entertaining.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll be finding out actually what happens soon enough. As I said, though, pride on the line. You know, you don't become a top-level South African player in Counter-Strike if you're not playing for pride, Des. You don't play in South Africa for money. There's barely any to be won or barely any to be made. Sure, it's getting better, but you play because you're passionate about the game.
Yeah, exactly. You play because of the competitive nature of the game. You play because of the whole community of it all. You know, when you come to a LAN like this, seeing all the people that have been cheering for you, your teammates, you know, maybe your rivals as well. There is no love lost, but I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we're all still in it together. So just seeing everyone in person is always just going to be a lovely thing. So yeah, these players just playing for the passion.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, you can't really do this full time at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a massive testament to the character of all of the players at this event currently, you know.
Yeah, no check stealers, no fraudsters here in the South African scene. They're easy to weed out because they drop to the wayside after the going gets tough. And the going is about to get going as we're going to be jumping into Nuke here. As you can see on the big screen behind me, we are going to be flying straight into the map. Map number 2 of the grand final. Take your seats as we're going to be getting underway here once again. Bravado Gaming with a must-win map here on Nuke, Des.
Yeah. I can't highlight it more. Bravado, they need a great start because Nixuh, starting on that CT side, it is the more favorable side on Nuke. They can't allow Nixuh to just steamroll this first half, you know, get a nice lead going because then it's really hard to get back into the game. So this first round is going to be absolutely huge, and Sonic, he is going to be the first point of contact for these Bravado members. He's actually going to allow them to cross into secret, so no damage dealt between either teams, but now here is where the damage is going to be dealt because Black Poison is in the vent. Slowy, nice P250 headshot there onto Black Poison. Gives Bravado a man advantage, but now that's taken away by Adam. He's been able to frag Bilge, but so does Doru. He gets the trade, so he's going to be finding Triton. That P250 doing work in this round, and now it is only Adam and Sonic in the 2 versus 4. But okay, bomb dropped, and it's actually turned into a 2v2, making it a 1v2. This round is absolutely falling apart for Bravado. Sonic coming in huge, getting a 3k, and I mean, Bravado should have never been able to lose a round like that.
That's a devastating round for Bravado Gaming to drop. They had the 4 versus 2, find all the kills to get in towards the B bomb site. Great response initially from ADM. It's this kill through the smoke that drops the bomb that sends the round into disarray. A lot of missed shots initially there from Sonic, but eventually he re-zeroes in the aim. He gets the kills, and Nixuh are on the board first. And they get to start on the CT side here as well, considering it's Bravado's pick.
That's the perfect start for Nixuh. That's exactly what they would have wanted to do against Bravado because they know how good Bravado are on this map. So if they can kind of just, get into the head of Bravado early on, then that's going to be so massive for them. And look at Sonic go, man. He's just feeling it today.
Yeah, he is. He was phenomenal on Dust 2. He finished that map, 16-9. He had 29 kills to his name, averaging more than a frag around at that point. And he's gotten 5 kills here in the first 2 rounds as well. He might not even be done here just yet. And this was a force buy, by the way, Dez. Yeah, exactly. Surprising to me too, caught me off guard. Sonic gets his 6, puts the finishing touches on the round, and Nixuh keep 5 players alive.
Damn, okay, that did not feel like a force buy at all. I mean, in these type of rounds, you usually get at least something going for the opposing team that is forcing into the round. Maybe at least a few frags. None of that though, and this is what I was fearing for Bravado. Very good start from Nixuh. Yeah, I don't know. Bravado, they're going to need to come back very, very strong in their buy round.
Keep in mind they do have Detrini behind them, and he would have been a part of the conversation between the 2 maps just to make sure their mental state was still in the right place.
Slowy just jumping behind BP.
I love Slowy's Glock.
Yeah, it's such a nice skin here.
Rocks out with his Glock out, man.
Love it. It's only going to be good for 1.
Yeah, just the 1 kill in the past 2 rounds for Bravado.
That's scary. That is really scary. And Nixuh are so warm. They're feeding it. Everyone's hitting their shots. So going into this buy round, what are Bravado going to be doing? Because, I mean, when they played Nuke against Nixuh on Thursday, we saw them throwing a lot of outside util, and that was really working out really well. So I would love for them to employ something similar. Maybe try and condition Nixuh so that they don't, fight outside the whole time. If Bravado can actually come out on top on the outside fights, then I think Nixuh are going to be pushed back a little bit. And there you go, Slowy, he's going to be finding ADM. Unfortunately, we couldn't catch that, but I think that was probably somewhere outside.
Yeah, big kill there to open up the account here. Volge gets a frag back as well. That means the A-bomb site looks frail. Will be some response coming through. Sonic wants to try and contest Volge, but he comes off second best. Great gun round coming through from Bravado, and they're not even having to do all that much here, Dez, just posting up on the angles. Black Poison suffers the same fate at the hands of Volge as he comes to life in a massive way here in the first gun round.
Oh, 1 tap there from Blaze.
I think that was the last bullet in the magazine as well.
That is an absolutely lovely way to end the round there. And Volge going huge there, 3k from him, and he didn't even have to move his keyboard at all. He was just sitting in the same position for the entire round. All the Nixuh members just, trying to win out the 1v1, dueling him constantly. Trying to see if Volge is awake, but yeah, he's definitely awake. He's definitely hitting the shots.
Again, just trying to keep up with that bully approach from Nixuh.
Yeah, and I mean, Nixuh have been doing that to everyone this entire event, and apart from Bravado, no one has been able to deal with it, so... Oh, there you go.
Volge.
Love this from Volge. He's going to have a really, really big role for Bravado on this T side. He kind of reminds me of Fady, the way he plays towards the squeaky door and, just has this lurk roll and kind of posting up roll.
They need him to pitch up here, Dez. He hasn't really had a huge amount of impact so far at Comiccon Africa. We saw him struggle in the upper bracket final. I think you mentioned he had a sub-1 rating in that game.
Yeah, 0.99.
Okay, so I mean, as close as it gets, but still sub-1 nonetheless. He struggled in that first map as well, so Vilj will have to come to life in a big way here as their star player. Kills coming through. Frag back from Kani. No, misses the opportunity. Finally will be able to get the kill, but frags continue to roll through for the side of Bravado as they gain control of that A-bomb site.
Look at Slowy, by the way.
They know he's here, though.
Yeah, but it's still so tough to frag him because you're going to have to come up the ladder and you've just got such a big disadvantage. So Nixuh are going to have to pressure and Slowy through mouth. And oh no, the timing for Slowy is absolutely awful. But it's wonderful for Black Poison. He's going to be fragging Slowy. Now Bravado, they have a lot to do. Yeah, in this post-round, but Doru going to be turning around. 90-degree flick on Kani, turning it into 1 versus 2. Now Black Poison falling down, dealing so much damage onto Doru. It's only Doru and Vilj, and Black Poison, he's sticking the bomb, bomb.
Wow.
But the step from Doru going to be taking him out, and Doru went huge in that round.
Yeah.
The one thing that I want to highlight is I want to see if this trend is going to be a regular thing now for Bravado. In the last round, we had Vilj going huge, getting a 3K. In this round, I'm pretty sure Doru also got a 3K. Huge impact frags from him. So it's going to be interesting to see if we're going to see, okay, Blaze, have a big round, Slowy have a big round. This is going to be what Bravado need.
Yeah, it'll have to be that way if they're going to be competitive. Bit of a misplay from Slowy there towards the rafters as well. Wasn't necessary for him to depart the ladder, as we now see him with the aerial vision once again, going to find 3 key frags. Only Sonic left remaining, tapping away with the USP. Will best Slowy. This is a lot of damage coming into the round from Nixuh. What started off as an eco is now down to a 1v2. Certainly shouldn't be winnable for Sonic, but 3 kills in itself is already successful.
Can't count Sonic out though, that's the thing. Even though he doesn't have armor, he's still always going to be in the conversation to potentially win a round. But yeah, this is way too expensive for Bravado. I mean, Nixuh didn't even do anything special at all. They literally just rushed outside with 5 USPs. So the fact that they were able to find 3 Bravado members, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a bit worrying for Bravado's anti-eco setups.
I think he wants to consider just taking that AK-47 into the next round. We all know how valuable the AK is on the CT side, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Bravado Gaming level up the scoreline here, 3 consecutive rounds. Start to apply some early pressure to Nixuh, which is something we didn't see on that first map, Des.
Yeah, not at all. It kind of feels like Bravado is saying, okay, we're still in this grand final. This is our home turf. Nuke, we're feeling good on it. And they've been able to certainly condition Nixuh to not be bullies against them in the majority of these rounds anymore.
Big gun round underway. Rifles across the board. 10 rifles on the server right now. No AWP to speak of. Things could get grimy here, Des.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of aggression with these rifles, I think. Look at BP. He's in secret. Dude, Bravado expects him. They're looking away. This is just going to be absolutely insane for him. He's going to be finding 3. Adam finds a kill right through the smoke, and it almost feels like Bravado just gave that to him for free. They weren't even looking at him. They never expected him to be there. And I mean, at this level of CS, you shouldn't be allowed to get a spray down like that and get 3. There should be an immediate response.
Well, I mean, the first 2 were a bit more understandable, but I don't know where the comms were for Doru. He's just jumping forward, leaping into the loving arms of Black Poison, and well, he greets them with the frag.
Yeah, I mean,
this is what I'm talking about. Where's the comm there from Doru? They don't actually realize where they get killed from, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. The first 2 are acceptable because you obviously don't expect him to be there. But then Doru's got to get that refrag because then you're still in a 4v3. You're not out of the round. You can still definitely do some damage. At least Bravado can munster up another buy. 4 AKs.
Great trade there.
There you go.
Slowy uses himself as cannon fodder. Sonic not going to be able to get out alive either. Triton gets a trade, but that's all it will be from him. Big kills coming through from Wipeout as he opens up his account here towards ramp. Massive frags, and BVD have that man advantage in play.
First 2 frags of the game frame, by the way.
What a way to come alive. Team needed him there, and he gets the job done. Now it's going to be a retake for Adam and Black Poison.
Oh, Adam caught Blaze. Bit off guard there. Blaze, he's been able to readjust, but look at BP. He's walking in. He's walking right into Vilj. Who's going to be coming out on top of this one? It's going to be Black Poison opening the door into the face of Blaze. Blaze, he's going to be finding BP. And there you go, Wipeout with the 3K. This is exactly what I was referring to. We've had a big round out of Doru. We've had a big round out of 3 of the 5 Bravado players so far. It almost feels like those 3 plays from those 3 different team members have netted 3 different rounds for Bravado, which is quite big.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see that the individuals are able to stand up here on the stage despite all the pressure. And they've earned themselves an anti-eco round here, Des. With their success in the gun rounds, now they have an easier time of it. We saw them incur a lot of economic losses in the round that they won previously, the previous anti-eco. They can't afford for that to be the case once again. Black Poison will be able to grab that AK after getting a kill.
Wipeout though, cleaning things up towards ramp.
Oh
no, how has Sonic been able to get 2? He was boosted up in the ramp. This is absolutely falling apart for Bravado. This was going to be their best opportunity to take a lead in the map, but okay, Blaze, he was still alive and kicking, but you can't be losing rounds like that. It almost feels like after Volge loses his life towards the squeaky door, Bravado just forced that push into ramp, and they had 0 information, and Nixuh are going to be so happy about that. I mean, they just literally boosted Sonic onto the boxes, and then after that the rotations came in to help Sonic out, and there you go, round 1 for Nixuh.
I'm not sure if that was the plan from Spawn for Bravado to try go towards ramp, or whether it's because Black Poison gets that kill towards Squeaky, but either way, they lost their composure in a vital round, and that breaks their economy as well, losing to the Eco Wipeout with the MAC-10, the only player with a gun to speak of. It's Glocks outside of that, and towards outside, Wipeout's looking to try and force down the AWP. Sonic stuck between a rock and a hard place. The walls are closing in on him, and while he will lose his life, his teammates are there to mop up afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, there were only pistols coming into this round, and
oh baby.
Oh, come on, Volge. Come on, Volge. We want to see this.
Oh, no.
It's Black Poison has moved way too far forward. And I respect it. We haven't seen one knife. Oh, well, we have seen one knife. Sonic actually knifed someone on Nuke on Thursday from Bravado.
Yes.
But apart from that, it's not been like a Jaws moment of the sneaking up behind someone.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that the crowd held their nerve there and that they weren't giving the information away with the big flank coming through. Looking at the money here for Bravado, it's still rough, mate. Even though they full save in that previous, the lack of round loss bonus means we could even see the rare double save here on the T side.
I would say it's not a horrible option for them. I mean, they should remember that they're on the T side of Nuke, so T side is always going to be harder. I think if I'm Bravado, I'm happy if I get 6 or 7 rounds on the T side. I would be more than happy heading into the CTR for the 6 or 7 rounds. They already have 4. Obviously, you want as many rounds as possible. And I've never seen this room in Nuke. Okay. I like this. I like this, Mr. Observer. Give us more of this.
Yeah, shout out to Casimir, our observer, finding the angles we ain't seen before.
Oh, okay. Is that a Euro AK?
It is indeed. Makes sense as well. Put it on the player who's been performing the best so far here in the grand final. Numbers towards outside. Bravado looking to try and keep things simple. Wall of smokes transition in towards Secret, and it's going to be Black Poison who's called upon.
He's ready though. Oh, but is he? No, he's not. Build. He gets the frag, and look at Slowy, okay. He's gone for a bit of a lurk play here, and there's a lot of plays around him. Adam's just going to be spamming him right through the smoke. Kani also stepping up big from the ramp, going to be finding 2. And this round is slowly falling apart for Bravado. Kani, he's going to be finding Doru as well, even though Doru does dink him. But Volge, AK in hand finds 2, but the immediate refrag comes through there. I think that was from Triton. And, I mean, I like that round from Bravado. They've only got Tech 9s and 1 Euro AK, and they take out 4 members of Nixuh,
and a bomb plant.
And a bomb plant. So this is going to be really good news towards their economy.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see the crowd filling up once again, guys. Let's make some noise here. Good to be back at Comiccon Africa. Good to be back on land, the fabric of esports. 3 years in the making, we've waited for this. We were parched, but we've reached the oasis. Big gun round here for both of these teams. Nixuh have got a bit of momentum here now, Des.
Oh, look at Sonic. I absolutely love this. He doesn't get the frag, but I mean,
gets the tag.
He deals so much damage onto Doru. So it's going to be such a tough round now for Doru. And that's just the type of plays that you can make if you're Sonic, you know. And look at this, he's continuing this, and he's taking out the AWP of Zoe. Volge does frag onto Adam, but the thing is, do not forget, Doru, He got tagged early on in the round. Volge, he's stepping up, but now he's in a lot of danger because the Nixuh members are all around him, and Sonic knows goes him right through the wall. Wipeout, though, does find Sonic, but now it's only Doru and Wipeout. So Wipeout is going to have an absolutely amazing round, but he's now out of it. So Doru, low HP player, in the 1 versus 2, knows where 1 is, but does not know where Kani is. He knows he's a ramp player, so he knows that he's caught up in the rotation somewhere, but he has zero information as to where.
Yeah, as you say, beautiful awareness there, Des. Well picked up on. He knows that Kani is the one player that he doesn't know exactly where he is because he knows that Triton was towards the back of the site. Triton will get that kill. Nixuh have won a number of consecutive rounds now. I believe it's 4 if I'm not mistaken. And actually, have Bravado been able to win a round since they lost the eco?
No. The score was 4-4, it was tied, and if they had won that anti-eco, that would have been their best opportunity to take the lead. They have not taken the lead, by the way,
in the series so far.
In the series.
Wow.
They've always been behind Nixuh.
But, I mean, it goes to show that losing that anti-eco could have a lasting effect.
Definitely.
Another eco round here for Bravado. What I will say, Des, is that Nixuh have been, BVD have been finding kills in the rounds that they're losing. Look at the aggression, uncharted aggression from Nixuh right now. They're just flexing on BVD.
They're feeling it, they're feeling confident, but okay, Blaze. Finally finding Kanye. I mean, he's always had such a big say towards the ramp when the bomb's been coming down to his streets on the B-bomb sites. And this ramp setup isn't actually too bad. I'm quite a big fan of this. And then the double steps comes out. Doru good for 1. Eats a nade. And Sonic should be finding him realistically. He does. And now all on to Slowy with that Tech 9 Rec 9. He's going to have to channel the 2017 Tech 9 if he wants to win this in the 1 versus 2. But he's just going to get pressured from Black Poison on the lower level. And that is going to be it. But, I mean, positives are obviously they find 3 members of Nixuh. Yes. They get the bomb plant, but they need rounds. They've only got 4 right now. They need the remaining 2.
Yeah, Nixuh's economy doesn't look amazing, but there's only, 2 rounds left in the half, so that's not even going to be playing much of a role at this point. Bravado only with the 4 rounds there. As you were saying, if they could get, 6, they would be happy. They could still accomplish that, but the momentum is not on their side right now.
Not at all. I mean, this is 5 rounds in a row now for Nixuh. So they have been absolutely bossing things so far. And look at that, Black Poison. What are you doing, bro? Just pushing outside towards the red container. Finding Slurry. Blaze does get the refrag. But I mean, why not continue with the aggression if Bravado can't do anything about it? I think that's kind of the feeling within the Nixuh camp. Sonic again, such a huge impact. He just gets the frag down to Wipeout. Now it's just Volge, Blaze, and Doru.
Kind of feels like it's also the factor of knowing that you have such a star-studded lineup that if you do go for an audacious opening play and you lose the gunfight, you still have 4 players you can rely on to win the round for Nixuh.
Exactly.
Damage to Kani. Volge trying to finish off that frag. 3 players left remaining for Bravado. 1-man advantage in play for the CT side. Time starting to tick away as well, and no obvious options here for BVD. Haven't really seen any super aggressive plays in these gun rounds so far. They're just getting picked off limb from limb right now. Sonic gets another in the round. That continues to thin out this T side.
Triton's not been tested much so far this half because his teammates have just been cleaning up, but there you go, he should be finding his double. He is going to be getting his double, and that's 10 frags for him.
And that's exactly, you touched on it right there, perfectly timed, Des. We haven't really seen Triton get tested. Where are the fast, aggressive upper side takes coming through from BVD? You know, Util through from the roof outside by T-Spawn, hitting through Hut, hitting through Squeaky. Test the composure of the defense from Nixuh. Right now they're playing slowly, and that's playing into the hands of the CT side.
Couldn't agree more with you there.
Takes confidence to bring a play like that to the table, though.
Yeah. And that is definitely something that Bravado are lacking, because I mean, this is one of their strongest maps, and they've already given Nixuh 10 rounds. I mean, yes, it is on the CT side, and the CT side is very dominant, or can be very dominant on Nuke, but you still can't be giving the opposing team 10 rounds, man. Look at that,
wow,
Black Poison on the AWP now, yeah.
Black Poison putting it to fantastic use. Finally, he will be put to the sword. Blaze, who was instrumental in Bravado's victory in that winner bracket final on Nuke, has been nullified for the most part here in the grand final, as have all of the individuals on the side of BVD. 3 versus 2. BVD desperately in pursuit of that 5th round here.
Bravado need a Euro in this round. They need someone to step up to the plate again. Blaze, he finds Adam, brings it back into a 2v2. He's going to be going up the vents, but oh, Doru, he's going to be finding Kani. Maybe Blaze comes back down to get into the free B bomb site. He does. That's the best decision that they could make, but again,
no.
wait, he's gone back up, okay. But this is not the best possible decision they could have made because Sonic, he's lying and waiting, and he takes out Doru, drops the bomb, and our Blaze 1 versus 1 against Sonic.
And you just see that name. You just know it's Sonic, and all of a sudden that pressure is on. The time is applying. He's hit it with the wall bang. They've both hit each other with wall bangs. What are we witnessing right now? Blaze will recover the C4, punches in the digits. Barely any health to speak of here for both of these players, and keep in mind, neither of them know that they've connected on the shot. Could go for the pistol here. Does Sonic have his out? No, holds down the line with the AWP. Blaze steps into the scope and the kill will come through. Sonic robs the hearts of Bravado Gaming, and look at smiles aplenty for Nixuh. 11-4, and after they lose the anti-eco, they never pitch up again in the half from 4-4 to 11-4.
I just feel like after losing a round like that, you know, they were right in that game. The whole time trading rounds with Nixuh, they were right up there. They tied up the scoreline at 4-4, and after that, I almost feel like, you know, they've got doubts creeping into their minds now because they know they're mapped down in the grand final. They know Nuke is a must-win because we're heading into Mirage next. And I mean, looking at the way that the whole of Nixuh are aiming right now, Mirage is just going to be a speed run for them. So Bravado, they are going to be desperate to win this pistol.
You could almost go so far as to say a must-win. There we go. Great pick to open up from Vilj. Drops the bomb as well. That's a lot of information now for the side of BVD. Not immediately recoverable. Yeah, looking for a bit of innovation, and it's actually a great team play there to get the pick on Vilj. Oh no, all the kills roll through. Control of the A bomb site now in the hands of Nixuh as well.
Vilj begins that round so well for Bravado, drops the bomb, has all the information, but okay, Slowy, he's come back into it. He's been able to find the dangerous Kani, had that P250, now no longer in it, and now the Bravado retake has begun, but tries it with a drive-by onto Slowy. Now it's all onto Doru and Blaze. Blaze now left alone, has a kit though, and he knows where Triton is now, knows where both are, but the double peak just way too strong. You need to hit your shots immediately if you're Blaze, and it's just way too much to ask of him.
Just so much depth to this Nixuh side. Even when they lose the opening pick and they drop the bomb, it's not like they go into disarray and chaos ensues. They have the boost. They know exactly what they want to do to just try and recover the C4 and get the round in motion. They still make moves on the A bomb sites as well, and Bravado flake apart like a well-cooked steak.
Two scouts, pistols, and a Nova. Quite an interesting purchase there from Wipeout. Now no longer with us in this round. And again, it's just a fast A play from Nixuh. This is something that Bravado did not do at all. And now Nixuh are doing it, and it's working out so well. So maybe now Bravado are thinking, damn, maybe we should have shot at this when we're still on T side. But now they are going to be 13 rounds down. And Nixuh could not be happier about this, by the way. Obviously, after losing to Bravado in that upper bracket final, they would have been a bit upset because, I mean, they are the team that qualified over Bravado for that ESL Rotterdam qualifying spot.
Yes.
So losing to Bravado must have been a bit of an odd feeling. But now coming into this, taking the first map 16-9, being up 13-4 on Bravado's strongest map.
Yeah.
I mean, these players must be absolutely elated on Nixuh. So it's going to be another eco year for Bravado. Obviously, they did force it into the previous round. Vilj finds one, but it's just going to be a nice cleanup from Black Poison. But hey, yo, Vilj finding 3 in their round, actually. That Deagle going absolutely massive, but it's only Blaze. Oh, but look at this. Look what he has in his hands.
Yeah, Blaze with the Taze, hoping to send Nixuh into a maze. It is going to be the kill from Vilj.
Vilj on for the ace, by the way.
Yeah, all of a sudden, 1 versus 2 turned into a 1v1. Triton needs to clutch this round out. Should have been a mere formality at one point. Bravado looking to try and get an eco round back of their own. Blaze is looking for the AK though, And that's as Triton steps out, gets the kill. Massive sigh of relief on the side of Nixuh. Disappointment for Bravado. Guys, if you're in the crowd here and you're supporting Bravado, they need your support. They need to hear you. There we go. Promise they can hear you through that headset. Gives them the motivation. They need your energy right now.
Yeah, they need all the energy they could get, man. I mean, 10 rounds down on Nuke. Coming into what may be maybe one of their only buy rounds. If they can't win this, that is such a high stakes, high pressure situation for them. They need to go huge. And they can't even afford to lose a lot of members in this round.
Yeah,
so
true.
They need to be dominating Nixuh in this round. And that is such a tough ask.
10 rounds in a row have been won here by Nixuh Des. 10 consecutive rounds. Doru will find a vital opening frag, but they need more.
10 rounds in a row, that's scary.
Rough.
That is just so scary.
Yeah, rough to say the least.
Things slow down though, which feels like for the first time in forever that Nixuh have taken a slower approach to a round.
Good to see Bravado not offering anything up, just maintaining the discipline right now. The only person that Nixuh have in a forward position is Adam, but he's been found out as well. So now they're just going to have to rely on the only option they have available, and that's the execute show into the A bomb site. Doru on the hunt will find one. Trade does come through from Triton. Still more layers to the defense here, but oh my god! That's an ungodly shot there from Triton onto Slowy. Wipeout up next, but he suffers the same fate. 5 versus 2, turn 2 versus 2. Time on the clock as well. Bomb plant has to be found here by Nixuh. And Volge is playing the situation to perfection.
Sonic's now posting the vent though, but Blaze, he's going to be stepping out, finding Sonic now. All onto Sonic Jr. as the bomb's gone down. He knows where Blaze is, but Blaze is going to be winning it out. I mean, Triton and Sonic are just such a scary duo when they last alive for Nixuh. Like, they play so well off of each other. I mean, Triton one-tap Slowy in heaven. They both step out, Sonic finds Wipeout in the rafters position. Like, it's just so scary if you're Bravado and you're coming up against those players, man.
Gonna have to keep their heads in it though. They are the second best team in the country for a reason, and they've got some of the best players on their books. Starting to warm up slowly. You can see everybody's sort of contributing, but no one's going above and beyond. No one's having a Black Poison-esque game on the side of Bravado. He's got 24 kills to his name, and he's been playing with flair so far here on Nuke. And it will be a force from Nixuh, but a pretty decent force at that. Yeah, very quick indeed. Slowy towards outside, has a job to do. Able to find the first, can't find the second though. Overwhelmed by that Mac 10. Next up to the plate is Doru. He needs to be careful not to overextend. It's going to be Adam who finds another kill back here. Bravado starting to flounder, and Doru might get caught off guard as well. Kani though will be put to death, and with that, some normality restored to the round.
But is it though? Because Sonic has an AWP. Oh, the flash into heaven, not as great as Doru would have wanted. Tried to not fully blind it up. It's going to be finding Doru. An advantage Nixuh in the round. Wipeout is in a world of trouble. He can't really move from where he is. He is stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Volge getting some information for him. He's going to be dropping down towards the vents. And moving down towards the lower bomb site. This is definitely the correct call. There's so much damage to Sonic. Can't frag him though. Sonic and Triton moving in from the ramp. And then obviously we have Adam coming in from secret. Huge nade. But still not yielding a frag. And Volge is not long for this round as Adam should be finding him. Oh no, but doesn't hit the shot. Volge, he does find Adam. But Sonic with the refrag at least. So now Wipeout in a 1v2, he needs to win this. It definitely is a little bit more doable, looking at Sonic's HP.
Problem is, he's only got the SMG. This was a gun round for the side of Bravado, but unfortunately he drew the short straw. Low HP of Sonic going to be up next, but Sonic steps out with the AWP and gets the kill. Absolutely devastating for the side of Bravado. They lost 16-7 on Dust, and they're 16-9 rather, excuse me. Here on Nuke, which was supposed to be their insurance policy. They've been left empty-handed. Oh, I just can't stop thinking back to that anti-eco round loss for Bravado at 4-4 to take the lead. They have not been the same since. Now they have to force, and Nixuh want to deal the killing blow with brute force.
Yeah, look at them go. They're just running onto the same bomb side. Everyone taking names.
Oh my
Black
God,
Poison
while he's jumping.
mid-air, finding Bold. And now it's all onto Slowy. M4, but no armor. I think this one is pretty much done for. Nixuh are about to close this one out as Slowy. It's only a matter of time now. It is just a formality. He just needs to step out. Sonic has shot away. He knows where he is. And Black Poison, 27 frags there, by the way.
Wow, what a crazy performance coming through from Black Poison. Nixuh are just looking like a different beast right now. You can see Adam is pumped. On the side of Bravado, they're looking despondent. They're not out of this game just yet though, guys. Now their headsets are off. Give them some support. Show them you're still behind them. There we go. Aaron receives your applause. Make sure you don't go too far, guys. Second map is done, but we're here for a best of 5, baby. Still a lot of action to come, hopefully more than just a third map. Deviant, what a performance from Nixuh. They were ruthless.
Nixuh showed up on that map. Like we said, it was going to be quite a different match from Thursday, you know. That anti-eco round of Bravado was really unfortunate. The round before that, they had thrown outside smokes and hit ramp, and it worked out for them. And against the anti-eco, they probably figured they would do the same thing. But Nixuh, obviously countering the round before that, had stacked ramp. Like you guys were saying, maybe it would have worked out better for them if they did more top rushes and stuff, but hindsight's 2020, right? I feel like Bravado weren't throwing enough outside smokes and taking outside control enough to sort of make those plays, right? You saw Nixuh when they threw their outside smokes and they came running, jumping over the smokes, taking control under Heaven and Garage, you know. It puts so much pressure on the CT team when you do that as terrorists. If you take the whole of outside control, you know, the CTs are left pretty much guessing where you're going to be able to hit. I feel like Bravado could have done a bit better, maybe with their outside control, putting a lot more pressure outside. I feel like a lot of their rounds were pretty static with terrorists. They spread across, they played slow defaults, and that just, you know, allows the CTs slowly to take control of the map.
And Black Poison completely took all the opportunities that were presented to him towards outside. Man, thoughts on that anti-eco round lost there by Bravado?
Yeah, I think that was a really tough one for them. You know, like I said, it worked out for them the round before. They did the exactly same thing against eco and then lost it against the stack, and that can be extremely demoralizing. You know, the way Nixuh play terrorists is very, like I said, it's nothing special, but they're doing the basics, you know, correctly. They keep the team guessing. They do different things, different paces. You know, the outside smokes, they go down the outside smokes, they jump through the smokes. You know, they do the fast rush top, you know, 100%. It's a bit of a tough one for Bravado.
It is a tough one. I mean, we haven't really seen them pitch up to this grand final yet. There's been maybe drips and drabs here and there, but outside of that, there hasn't actually been too much to speak of. I mean, we know what they're capable of, Deviants, but we need to see them come alive in this third map.
100%. You can see that Nixuh are just running with the momentum at the moment. They're feeling it. They're not afraid. They're taking the jewels that they shouldn't be taking and winning them. I mean, Black Poison jumping headshot is just the epitome of the map at the moment. You know, they're just all in at the moment, and I feel like Bravado are a bit on the back foot. They need to just shake it off. They need to, you know, high risk, high reward. I keep talking about it.
Yeah, what a performance coming through from Nixuh. Just looking like a completely different beast compared to what we saw on Thursday days. Now they're just one map away from winning the grand final.
Yeah, I mean, Nixuh definitely stepping up. You know, they have not let their foot off of the pedal at all. They've just been going full on. They've been taking all of their opportunities. And as I mentioned earlier, just before we started Nuke, if Bravado don't win this, coming into Mirage with all the momentum that Nixuh have been carrying, I'm really afraid for Bravado, because Mirage is also a kind of map where if you're feeling it and you're hitting your shots, then you can just run with it and absolutely run over the opposition. So Bravado, I don't know, this is going to be one hell of a team talk from Detrity.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to inflict some magic here on the team, give some of that Bravado aura if they're going to have any chance of getting back into this grand final. I believe we have an interview with Doru lined up, and then we're going to be showing you guys what we've been up to here at Comiccon Africa 22 as well, taking a little bit more of a break between the maps. But like I said, don't go too far, those seats fill up quickly, and we will be back with map number 3 soon enough.
I'm here with one of the most handsome men in South African Counter-Strike. It is Doru of Bravado. Now, Doru, there's actually quite a lot of synergy history that's in this Bravado team because of the players who played in ATK formerly. Would you say that gave you guys a big advantage? And is that a thing, you know, I'm speculating?
Absolutely. I think the synergy in the team coming from that past ATK lineup towards now gave us a huge bolster, as well as we did like an instant boot camp as soon as the team formed. So we kind of got all that nitty gritty beginning forming a team out of the way immediately, and forming those bonds on site partners and stuff was super quick.
I know you got your monitor straight now. You're not playing with your tilted monitor anymore, which is great. Let's talk me through your individual form at the moment, because everybody knows that Doru is one of the most capable players in South Africa. Coming up through WRG, you were great. That's why you were picked up by ATK. I know that you're taking on rough roles in the team as well, so it's not your job to necessarily be putting up the big numbers, but would you say that you maybe haven't been performing to the level that you would like to be in your career, and what do you put that down to if that is the case?
I noticed, especially in this recent Rotterdam qualifier, my performance was nowhere near what I wanted it to be. And I noticed whenever my team would struggle, I put myself in positions to try set them up better, put myself in the worst positions to try and get them into better positions. And ultimately, it's just like a domino effect.
Too much sacrificing, actually, and actually needed to prioritize yourself a little bit more.
Definitely. And since then, I have addressed the issue with Slowy. And since then, even our scrims, all our new reworks and everything's flowing a lot better.
And we're back on land now as well, so watch out, guys.
Yo, TTTC, yo, c'est décor, yo, TTTC,
All right, we are back. Just before we get into map number 3, it is the map of Mirage, and there's a chance we could be concluding the series right here, right now. Deviant, what do you think the talk is like in the camp of Bravado right now?
I really hope that they're pulling themselves together, you know. Going 2 maps down doesn't really mean anything. You can still come back from this. Like I keep saying, Counter-Strike is a game, round by round, frag by frag. There's a lot of strong mentality in that team, a lot of experienced players. They shouldn't let the past 2 maps get to them. The only thing they can do is move forward, focus on moving forward.
Okay, well, talking of moving forward, let us move forward into map number 3 of the grand final here at Comiccon Africa 2022. Feels so good to be home once again, and we are going to be getting into that 3rd map of the series. So take your seats if you haven't already. Looking full in the crowd, good to see. Hopefully, there's a lot more action to come, but if Nixuh win here on Mirage, it will be the clean sweep, and they will be crowned the champions of the VS Gaming Masters Finals 2022, and we're underway.
Underway we are indeed, at the P250s into middle. Of course you're going to be dropping that to your best performers and also just taking the fights here. No, but Blazing Wipeout. Okay, taking out Adam and Shaitan. That's a good way for Bravado to start off this first round and continued aggression, but may have been a bit of a mistake because Black Poison going to be taking those all day long, and he's going to be finding Blaze, but Voltage coming back to frag Sonic. Now Black Poison retreating out of middle. He's just going to be grouping up with Carney. He's got a 1 versus 1 on the speed bomb side. He needs to win this, but he can't. Bomb drops. Black Poison, the only player left alive. He's been so impressive in this grand final so far, but can he win this?
I know exactly where he is, even being flanked out. He has just been surrounded and shut down. Bravado Gaming open up their account first here on Mirage with a stylish pistol round win. That was looking really good from them.
Just listen to that. Let's go Bravado. The fans,
they'll hear that, guys. They'll hear those chants. There we go. They need your support now more than ever, guys. Great pistol round win coming through from them. The individuals looking like they still have it, but it's early days. And as I said, we've seen drips and drabs from Bravado, but we haven't seen that consistency yet.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, there's been some sick rounds out of all of their players, but again, there's no consistency. There's no, round after round after round, a very clean performance from them. It's just not been any of that. So going into Mirage, backs against the wall, 2 maps down in the series. They've only been able to win 14 rounds so far, by the way. 14 rounds to the 32 of Nixuh, so Nixuh are quite comfortably leading this one, and we're back on the camera. Hello,
Yeah,
Matt.
just a bit of a tech issue there, so hopefully not too long before we resolve that and get back underway. Considering that Mirage is the second map of the series, or the third map of the series, Des, I think that bodes well for Nixuh. They can just continue their momentum that they've had in the first two maps so far.
100%. I mean, Mirage is such a momentum-based map. You can just swing out into middle, and if you have players like Triton, Sonic, Black Poison, who are all on it and who are all just feeling it with their shots, then you can really just disrupt everything that Bravado are trying to do. But it's going to be a bit of a force round out of Nixuh. We've seen them being pretty damn consistent on their force rounds. They've always been able to do quite a lot of damage, so it's all going to be onto the defense on the say bomb side. Bold. Okay, he's going to be finding one immediate trade there from Kani, and now CT control is gained for the Nixuh squad. Triton going to be taking that fight, swinging out. Now Blaze has Slowy, and Slowy's going to be finding Triton. 3 versus 4 retake, or post plan rather, for the T side. Make that a 3 versus 3. Cardi, I don't know how he fragged Blaze there. Good trade in there from Slowy. Sonic still alive and kicking super low though. Black Poison now the last man alive. They know exactly where he is, but he finds the 1 onto Doru. How has he done that? He finds Slowy as well. I thought that was just going to be a mere formality for Bravado. I mean, they knew where Black Poison was. He was only on 9 HP. And I don't have words.
What in God's name is that from Black Poison? 9 points of health to his name. Stuck between a rock and a hard place with the walls closing in on him. But he's still able to find both those frags. That's a devastating blow to Bravado, Des.
Oh,
Their
man.
composure in these anti-force buys and anti-ecos are costing them everything in the grand final right now.
You need to be winning those. You really, really, really need to be winning those.
There's kids watching this show, Robbie. What are you doing pulling off clutches like that?
The old man still got it.
Oh, don't let him hear you calling him that.
Just a bit of banter.
Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, we sing his praises all the time. Bit of bants never hurts. Bravado, they're going to be hurting after losing that round, though, Des. Oh, I just can't. Even the positioning, the way that he goes back and towards the firebox and he isolates the fights, that's going to be a clutch to remember.
Yeah, a clutch to remember for him, but also a round to forget for Bravado. I wonder if Doru was able to hear those footsteps coming out. Oh, Slowy creeping in the smoke. He's not going to be able to get anything done, though. Black Poison finds him. So does Sonic onto Wipeout. This round is very, very quickly falling apart for Bravado. Virgil also not doing any damage onto the Nixuh members, so bomb's going to get planted. 5 versus 3 should be a pretty easy post plant for Nixuh.
There's going to be a couple flanks coming through here from Blaze and Doru, but they both get dealt with by Sonic. Double kill to finish off the round. Nixuh show Bravado how it's done in the anti-force fire as they keep 5 players alive. And that is a fantastic way for them to start building themselves here into the third map of the series. Nixuh ahead 2-0 at the moment in this grand final. Not only is it 2-0, it's been incredibly comprehensive victories on both of the maps we've had so far as well.
It's been one-way traffic all day long. Nixuh just bossing things, and look at how good they are in the ecos as well. Kani going left, right, does eventually frag onto Bulge. Oh, a bit of a mess there, but
yeah.
Kani's still alive.
There we go. I mean, again, this is going to be back-to-back rounds. No frags for the side of EVD. Yeah, not even Doru able to rescue a kill back there. That's a lot of extra money in the bank here for Nixuh. And Des, just because of the nature of the way this grand final has gone so far, it can't get to another 8-1, 9-1, 9-2 scoreline. We need to see Bravado getting into this as early as possible, and that's right here, right now in the first gun round.
They need to respond back. They really, really, really do. With no AWPs though, it's going to be a bit more tough, but I mean, 5 M4s against 5 AKs. I'm really excited to see this round unfold, and oh my word, just look at the aggression from Nixuh. I mean, they don't do anything special in this round. They literally just smoke window, and Sonic's already moved all the way into a very, very advanced position. Look at Kani as well. Okay, Slowy gonna be winning out that fight. Very favorable angle for him. Gives the advantage to Bravado, but that was maybe a bit unnecessary. Going back, Triton's gonna be taking those all day long.
gives up that early advantage as well. And Nixuh have some really decent positional control here in the round as well. Sonic holds the angle, spots out Wipeout, lines up the shot. Great crosshair placement there from the GOAT. Adam gets a frag back. This round is crumbling for the side of BVD. They found that opening frag, but ever since then, they've just been left without much to be found, not much to be desired. Volj will find Sonic. Oh no, no, he gets the kill. He doubles up onto Adam. Huge 2 kills as he leaves Doru in a winnable clutch.
Doru has a kit, and he's watching the cross. Okay, he's seeing Black Poison, and he's going to be able to take him down. Big misplay there from Black Poison, leaves Triton in the 1 versus 1, but this is exactly the play that you want in a 1 versus 1. So intelligent the way that he approaches all of these clutches. Doru, though, carrying Bravado's hopes on his shoulders. This is ever a round to win. Oh, finds the dink. Triton, though, still alive and kicking, and the bomb is implanted for him as well. And Doru knows exactly where Triton is. Triton, he thinks that Doru's moved up to the bomb side, and there you go. Doru going to be winning out the 1v1 and giving the Bravado fans something to cheer about again, because they desperately need something. They've come out in numbers today, but it's just been all Nixuh.
What a sick clutch coming through from Doru. The big brain there to reposition towards CT. Catches Triton completely off guard. Unfavorable post-plant position there for Triton, but it was this double kill from Volj that rescued the round and gave Doru the fighting chance. And he absolutely snaps up the opportunity.
Although Bravado win the round, look at their buy.
Oh, no. Oh my god. Audacious from Volj, peeking above the smoke into the scope of Sonic, but that's a bit too much coming through from him afterwards. It does seem like Bravado are trying to force themselves into the game by playing these aggressive rounds, and I do understand it, but they're being punished for it.
They are definitely being punished for it, but I mean, you have to respect it. They're trying to take the fights, they're trying to get map control.
Yeah.
But they're doing it alone. Maybe they should be doing it in a pack, as Nixuh are doing, just moving as 1 pack. And there you go. They've got the A bomb site under control. Bomb to be planted very soon. Blaze on his scout alongside Doru, the hero of the previous round, moving up that connector. But Black Poison is lying in wait right next to Doru.
Bomb goes down, gonna have to be a retake. Black Poison steps out, as you said, right next to Doru, buries the bullet in his brain. Only Blaze left remaining, and he has no option but to head for the hills once again. Around in isolation for Bravado. No momentum born off that sick clutch from Doru. Back to the building board.
Yeah, they're going to have to reevaluate their approaches. I mean, something that we've already seen very early on the T side of Nixuh, they're loving mid control. They're just sending the majority of their members towards mid, trying to establish their control there, because from mid control you can accomplish anything. You can get a play into ladder room. I think Blaze did actually get that frag there onto the player hunting him. There is another player approaching from the apartments. Hopefully Blaze can save that orb, because that would be pretty big to take into the next round. Anyway, the mid control for Nixuh has been such a big thing on Mirage. As I said, you can go anywhere. You can put a play in ladder, like Sonic was in the other round that yielded him a frag onto Wiper. You can run up Cat pretty fast. If you want to do B-split, you can get into Connector. And they've been doing all of the above.
Is going to be an eco round here with that hero AWP saved from the previous round. Slowy puts it to good use. He opens up onto Triton. Fast-paced round coming through here from Nixuh. Adam finds one, Wipeout. Tries to jump through the smoke, but he suffers the same fate. 3 versus 4. Slowy has to be the hero. We know that he has it in him. Finds himself on the correct side of the map right now as things stand as well. But Nixuh know where he's positioned too. And there's actually been an AK recovered here by Doru as well. Lack of armor means it's going to be difficult for him, but he's got the firepower, Des.
He does, and the timing is also going to be very interesting. There you go, Doru frags onto Adam. Sonic takes him down though, quick trade. Orb still in play for Slowy, but he's also been taken out by Carney. Now Blaze all alone with that Deagle in hand. I mean, we saw an exceptional clutch from him on Nuke on Thursday in a 1 versus 3. He's going to have to channel that again. But all blinded up, Nixuh know exactly where he is, and they're going to be finding him. No repeats of an exceptional clutch, and that's going to be 5 rounds for Nixuh.
5 rounds indeed. After dropping the pistol, they have not looked back. It's taken a pistol round win and a 1 versus 2 for Doru for Bravado to find rounds. need to find some consistency here for the side of BVD, something they haven't been able to secure throughout the entirety of this grand final so far. Another gun round comes to fruition now. Unfortunately, they're lacking the AWP, and that's a really big hindrance for Bravado, who have arguably the strongest CT player on Mirage in South Africa in Slowy.
Look at the damage dealt though. Triton's going to get taken down. ADM finds through, but Adam is so low. Sonic is so low. This is big trouble for Nixuh because they actually missed their window smoke, and there you go. Wipeout's going to be fragging Adam. That was a very crucial mistake made by Nixuh. I mean, at this level, a window smoke can't be missed, and that is going to be giving Bravado all of the advantages here. Sonic, being the player that he is, we know, Mats, as you labeled him, the GOAT of CS, ZACS at least, on 18 HP, even that's going to be a big ask.
Big round coming through from Bravado, and they're playing this perfectly here as well after getting all those frags towards mid. They just disembark and lock down the bomb sites, force Nixuh to make that next move. It looks like that move's going to be coming through towards a Slowy. Has an inkling right now, looking for information, and he's spotted out the leg. Free frag onto Sonic. Just Black Poison remaining, and while he does have the C4 on his back, he doesn't really have many options available.
30 seconds. Nothing he can really do, yeah. He's just going to have to try and make his way onto the B bomb sites, which is the bomb site he's nearest to. They've spotted him out, and that's going to be an easy find for Blaze. Very good round there from Bravado. I mean, I don't want to give them too much praise because I feel like Nixuh were their own worst enemies in that round, missing that window smoke. They know that they're always sending 3 players into middle, and without that window smoke, it just leaves them so vulnerable because there's a player fighting from connector, from cat, from window, and of course the CTs are always going to be loving those fights.
It is still very impressive coming through from Bravado, though, that they have the spring in their step and they're willing to take these fights to Nixuh. They haven't just receded into their shells, even though this game has not gone their way so far. We're yet to see them string 2 consecutive rounds together on Mirage. This could be the opportunity, but Adam opens up.
They even got fast boosted into Lad Room there, and still that wasn't enough. Adam takes his name. Wipeout though, is he going to get a flash into connector maybe? That would be nice. Could yield him something because Adam is dangerously close. Wipeout's going to have to go big here. He's going to have to hold things down. And I like this from Nixuh. They're just falling back, regrouping. Oh, is that molly going to spread? I don't think so. Because Adam's on top of the box as well, so he's pretty safe. And Adam's just going to come out of connector as soon as the A hit's going to be coming in from Nixuh, and that should be yielding him a frag quite easily. Wipeout's not too aware of that. There you go. Nixuh, they've got control of the same bomb site. Full control. Wipeout's still tucked in. He's waiting for Adam, and he's going to be winning out that fight. That is a very crucial fight. Bomb drop. Why is the bomb in jungle? Slowy's going to be taking that all day long. Double kill for him. Make it a triple. There you go. This is what we want to see out of Bravado.
I said that arguably the strongest player on the CT side of Mirage in South Africa is Slowy. He is a devastating force with that AWP. And he's coming to life in a big way here as well. 12 kills to his name. Beautiful way to finish off the round as Nixuh flounder.
Slowy's definitely woken up. I mean, he's been super quiet on the first 2 maps of this BO5. But he's awake now. 12 kills, top in the server. And that's what you want to see out of the IGL captain and Orb.
Around here for the side of Nixuh. Sonic actually just catches Wipeout completely off guard. Shouldn't be much more to say in the round. Clean shots there from Volge. But he will have his head taken off, so at least damage inflicted here by Nixuh. I mean, they've got such a fast pace here in these eco/force buy rounds, Des.
Yeah, and it's always paid off for them because it almost feels like Bravado, in this round specifically, they've traded extremely well, but they don't always do that. It almost feels like Nixuh isolate fights very well and catch isolated Bravado members, but not this time around. Bravado only lose 2 members, so not at all a bad round from Bravado. And that's the first time, I think, maybe our analyst Deviant can confirm that that Bravado won 3 rounds in a row. Maybe the second time.
Okay. Happened on map number 1 as well, I think. Okay. 5-5, Bravado level up the scoreline, Des. There's a chance for them to actually get the lead for the first time here in the grand final. Gonna have to be through the way of a gun round though. And it's looking like Nixuh have a spring in their step. Doru
Big
could
molly.
get caught off guard, drops the molly, but Vulge with the huge frag out of that second AWP. Doru peeks behind the molly as well, and this is looking a whole lot better for Bravado Gaming. Now the attention pivots towards the B bomb side. Kills do come back for the T side. Adam gets the frag on Slowy. All of a sudden, it's only Vulge and Wipeout left. A bad whiff there from Vulge as well. Means that Nixuh have that man advantage and play for the post plant.
Oh, that just fell apart so quickly for Bravado. They had the upper hand there. They had the stack on the B-bomb side even. But Adam and Chiden cleaning things up. Now, a difficult job onto Vulge and Wipeout of getting out of this pocket. And there's just so much util to deal with. The post plants are absolutely amazing from Nixuh so far. Wipeout is very low. Does find Black Poison. Vulge stepping out. Now he's left in the 1v2 open hand. He sees the first, takes down the first. Now he knows where ADM is and he wallbangs it! Oh my word, Vulge! What an absolutely insane 1v2.
What a massive clutch coming through from Vulge. That was looking like it was done and dusted. Adam on his home in that B bomb side on Mirage. We've seen what he can do in that position before. Now we're hearing the Bravado fans getting loud, and rightfully so. Something to get excited about. Huge clutch there from Vulge with the wall bang. And they get themselves the lead. They had the 5v3 in that round, but like you said, it fell apart so quickly. But Vulge rescues it in the 11th hour.
This is going to be another fast-paced round from Nixuh. Smoke's going to be thrown, flashes coming out. How are Bravado going to be defending the Slowy? Doing really well. He's going to be finding one. So is Vulge. The double orbs for Bravado working out really well. Vulge, okay, bit of a whiff, but it's fine. Bravado's still in the 5v3. A lot of advantages, and Vulge continuing the rampage. There you go! Oh my word, Vulge! This is what we wanted to see out of him, man. 14-7 right now.
This is the first time at Comiccon that Vulge is making the statement we know he's capable of. He's been quiet so far in the maps preceding this, but now he's letting us hear his roar in the server. Huge multi-kills coming through, and not even with the gun we're accustomed to seeing him with. This time it's the AWP. We've got the Icelandic clap going on here. Bravado are feeling it, interacting with the crowd. They want your energy on their side. Down 2-0 right now, but they're still feeling it. There we go. Let's go, South Africa. Back at Comiccon Africa, live with the audience. You guys are the real goats here right now.
One thing that I do just want to mention to calm things down, because we've had a lot of hype here, is that I feel like Nixuh have been, again, their worst enemy so far this half. They've been making a lot of mistakes. If we think back to that 1v2, Black Poison overextending, moving towards bench to give that frag to Doru. He wins out that 1v2. Big misplay from Black Poison, missing the window smoke, another big misplay. And I feel like in the 1v2 that Vulge also won out, Triton didn't need to fight him at all, and that was a 1v1. 2 1v1s that Vulge was given, he takes both. So Nixuh are uncharacteristically making a lot of mistakes.
That's a great point, Des. It feels like maybe they're just getting ahead of themselves a little bit here after dominating the series the way that they have been. Need to reel it in a little bit now as Bravado Gaming find themselves some momentum.
Oh, big nade.
It's been such a fast-paced approach here from Mirage. Barely had a second to breathe. But now Nixuh will be slowing things down. You can imagine that Sonic is going to be calling for them to just go back to the book a little bit more now, Des.
Oh, nice double from Blaze. Just an eco, so I don't want to get too excited about it, but nice double. Sonic's been pretty quiet this map. This is the first time I've seen him negative this grand final so far, so that's obviously had a pretty big impact on this Nixuh squad, because as we know, they do quite heavily rely on Sonic, and he has not had too much of a say in this game. But Slowy, we haven't seen him come in with any dually shots towards the enemy. Now we do. Love that. So he's back to his own self.
That's when you know he's feeling it, man. The confidence is there. 8-5, Bravado Gaming start to build a lead here on the CT side of Mirage. Nixuh going to have another gun round in response.
Slowy 16-7, by the way. Massive, massive performance from him. Vulge 14-7. Those two players alone just single-handedly carrying Bravado into this one. Oh, but look at this. This is going to be an A hit coming in from Nixuh again. Really favoring hitting this A bomb side. Smoke's being thrown in. Flashes coming in. Slowy, smartly enough, just tucking himself into that ticket box area, and he's peering over the smoke, trying to at least. So he's taking a lot of damage there. Still a 5 versus 5. Bilge, oh my word. Narrowly missing Kani there through the smoke. Big nade onto the triple box. There's actually 3 players. They're just going to be pushing CT. Doe's going to get one slowly crucial miss. And Blaze is in a lot of trouble. He's so low. Wipeout coming in, but Blaze somehow finds ADM. I don't quite know how. Now it's all into Sonic and Kani. Sonic missing a shot. He never really does. Missing 2. And there you go, Bravado. Yet another round that they've won. How many rounds has it now been in a row?
It was 5-2 at one stage there, Des. 5-2, so that makes it 7 consecutive rounds coming through here for the side of Bravado. Looking the best we've seen out of them so far here in this grand final.
Well, I can definitely say that it's the first time this grand final that they've won 7 rounds in a row. Nixuh have done that quite a few times though. First time for Bravado, and Nixuh almost looking a bit quiet. The players are looking very focused now. They realize that they've given Bravado a way back into this map.
Yeah, maybe we should be spurring the crowd on now to give some support to Nixuh because they're starting to struggle a little bit. Any Nixuh supporters in the crowd? Yeah, there they are. There they are. They need your support. They've been dominating this so far, but now they're up against it. Adam going to find the opening frag in the round, a rare opening pick that goes untraded for the T side as Nixuh secure mid-control.
Oh, Bulge. Trade onto Adam though, but oh, Slowy. Oh, he's been able to find Black Poison there. I didn't even think that he had the advantage in that fight. He's going to be picking up an AK. Is he going to be taking a mid-fight though? I don't think so. He's going to be trying to cover Con because there's actually a player walking out of A. Slowy is alone on this bomb side and he is in a lot of trouble right now. Picked up the AWP again. Bulge has been found. Flash not too great, but Slowy's going to be missing the shot anyway.
Needed that frag. Desperately needed that kill to get it back into an even numbers game for the retake. Sonic lurking between the smokes right now as the bomb plant does come through. There's a kit in play on both of the remaining players for Bravado here in the last round of the half. Nixuh desperately want to put a stop to the streak here to try and stem the momentum going into that second half. There we go. Sonic steps out, gets the kill. Only Blaze left remaining, and he will be put to death by Kani. There we go. A 6th round found for Nixuh. And while they do lose a number of consecutive rounds, it's still a 9-6 half, Days. It's not like they were blown out of the water in that first half.
Not at all. I mean, 9-6 is pretty much stock standard stuff either way, CT side, T side. So I think Nixuh is still going to be feeling good. I mean, they are leading this grand final 2-0. They've taken the first 2 matches very convincingly. So this is the first time we've really seen them tested. But Bravado, they are still in the hot seat. 2 maps to 0. Nixuh, obviously they have the 2. Bravado have 0. If Bravado don't win this map, they are out of the grand final, by the way. So a lot of pressure on them. Kani and Adam just pushing up middle. They're going to be finding Slowy. Are there any trades going to be coming back? I don't think so. This is not looking too great for Bravado. The USPs at long range should be eating up these blocks.
Should be, but aren't. Not yet, at least, and it's actually a really awkward position for Nixuh, committed towards middle right now. Bravado starts to transition themselves in towards the say bomb site, finding kills as well, but there's still a snake that lurks in the grass. It's Black Poison. He's whiffed all his shots though. That compromises his position. All his teammates have fallen. He too will be taken down. Black Poison, well, that's going to be one for him to forget, as Bravado actually win that second pistol round, and that continues their run here on Mirage.
That's going to give them such a nice boost of confidence, but we do know the track record of Bravado against force rounds. So it's not confirmed that Bravado have this next round in the bag. They're going to need to approach it in the best way possible.
Six more rounds, Des. That's all Bravado need to take this map number 4, which will be Vertigo. Force buy from Nixuh, as you say, but BVD open up first. They're trying to keep things simple right now, transitioning in towards the A bomb side. It's a sea of orange in the kill feed. Even though damage comes through from Nixuh, barely finding any kills. It's only Triton left remaining.
I wouldn't count him out though. Look at the HP. 1 on Wipeout, 13 on Slowy, and then both Blaze and Bulge only half HP. So this can quite quickly get out of control. It shouldn't though. But you've got Triton in it, so never count him up. But there you go. Blaze going to be dealing with him. 11 rounds on the board for Bravado. This is the first time that they've held a lead, and the first time that they've held quite a considerable lead. 5 rounds. That's not too bad at all.
Looking really good right now for Bravado. Triton is struggling, by the way. I believe he's only got 5 kills to his name. The first time we've seen him struggled to have a serious contribution here on the stage so far at Comiccon Africa. Maybe the pressure of the crowd starting to get to him a little bit. Black Poison with 8 kills to his name. We saw his aim looking rough in that pistol round 2. Nixuh going to be feeling the pressure. An eco round from them here, and it's going to be all 10 players towards the A side of the map. This could be problematic for Bravado.
Definitely could, but looks like they've controlled that one very, very well.
Never mind.
Only losing 1 member. I was also scared, by the way, Matt. Just for the record, I was thinking, oh no, this is not looking good. But Bravado, they dealt with that one very well. And you can just see they are focused. They are in this one. And Nixuh may be thinking, oh no, can't let this one slip, lads. Because they are still in this map, by the way. Don't you forget, they are coming in with the buy round now. They have a 6-round deficit, obviously. But it is Nixuh, and they have been so damn impressive in this grand final so far.
Yeah, they have, absolutely. And they're going to be trying to take the fight to Bravado here. Quick couple kills coming through for Adam. Volge will find a frag in response towards the A bomb site, so at least maybe opens up the round a little bit, but it's all the kills for Nixuh. Wipeout finds one in response. Volge is going to have to clutch. 1v1 is the name of the game right now, and it's against Triton. 2 of the up-and-coming stars of South African Counter-Strike go up against each other. Volge is 24 and 8 right now, rocking that 3-kill death ratio. And he's got time on his side as well. A lot of it. Bomb in control of Triton, and he has no idea what's going on right now.
Still so much time as well.
Oh no. Speaking of time, timing could work out perfectly for Volge. He catches Triton with his back turned. What a sick fight back. Wipeouts and Volge rescue the day for Bravado. Not only are they winning rounds in which they're finding opening picks and getting advantages, but now even 4v2s going their way.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, what kind of a halftime team talk did Destiny give these guys? These guys are looking like a completely different squad than we've seen them in the first 2 maps. Looking so damn impressive, but Nixuh, even though they do end up losing the round, they did buy up again. 3 for Mars, 2 M4s. So Bravado are going to have their work cut out for them. Looks like it's going to be another A play. Smokes being lined up. Well, Slow, he's super low, so he's just going to be thrown onto the lack there. You can see it from the player's POV. Smokes are being drawn. And they are going to be thrown very soon, but Nixuh have such a strong presence towards this A bomb site. One must almost feel that they should be coming out on top on this imminent A hit from Bravado.
Yeah, as you say, they've even rotated an extra player in position right now. They do have a few FAMASas in the mix though, which could be difficult to navigate. Couple kills there for Volge and Slowy as they start to soften up this A site, but there's still a number of players here for Nixuh. In fact, all their remaining players.
Oh,
Doru doesn't care.
By the way, Kani was boosted up under Palace. He was on the box.
What a
so
transfer.
Doru, that was insane. But Black Poison in the 1v2.
Drop the bomb. Knows where both the remaining players are. What a clean tap onto Volge. And now he's against Blaze, but Blaze will be able to win the round. Oh my good lord, okay. This is a serious fight back coming through from the side of Bravado Gaming after being devastated on the first 2 maps. They are showing that they still have fight left in them yet.
I just need a replay on that Doru double kill because I'm so sure that Kani was boosted up on that box. That's just so unfortunate for Sonic. Lining up with Kani. Doru's going to be loving those all day long, taking him. But again, another buy round for Nixuh. They have that max loss bonus, obviously, so they can just keep on buying up, but Sonic is only on 4 HP.
Wow. What a crazy fight back. The score was 5-2 at one point. 5-2 in favor of Nixuh, if I'm not mistaken. Des.
Yep, I can confirm that.
Rich, can you give me some confirmation? That was 5-2 in favor of Nixuh.
So that's 12 rounds for Bravado and only 1 for Nixuh since that scoreline.
1 out of the past 13 for Nixuh, Des. Where have they gone? They've completely dropped off the face of the earth. Put some missing posters up around Comiccon Africa because we need to find Nixuh, guys. And this is another force buy that's come through. Kanye will get a kill back. Another frag there. Huge second kill onto Wipeout. Kanye announces his presence on the retake. Himself and Black Poison looking to shift themselves forward, but Volge just can't stop fragging. 29 and 9.
He spots Arkani. So low HP though. He's going to be jumping out the window, but his days are numbered. He's taken out. Match point on the board for Bravado, leading 15-6. And Bravado are looking happy. The game plan's been followed. It's been executed to perfection. And Nixuh have been absolutely nowhere.
Crowd continues to get behind them. One more round is all Bravado Gaming need. Black Poison has an opportunity to find the opening, but Wipeout gets the kill. Sets the round in motion here for the T side.
Everything Nixuh has been trying and it's just not been working out for them at all. Even though lowest play there, BP should have the upper hand there, but he can't win out the fight against Wipeout.
From 2-5 down, Bravado Gaming have won 13 of the next 14 rounds. Absolutely unprecedented. Volge gets the dirty 30 as well. Playing to the best of his ability right now, exactly as we expected out of him here on LAN.
And look at this.
5v3.
No players on the B-bomb side. That's where the majority of the Bravado players are. So don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think this is going to be GG. That's going to be all they wrote, because the bomb's going to be planted very, very soon. Bravado still have a lot of util to dump onto this bomb side as well. Bomb's being planted now. Oh, Adam, that molly. Oh, the ticking cost him there. Now it's only Sonic in the 1 versus 5. Has an AWP, has a kit, but surely even for him, this should be impossible.
They know exactly where he's coming from, as you say. Mission impossible. Blaze gets the job done. The crowd goes wild as Bravado put the finishing touches on the round, from being down 2-5 to come back and win the map 16-6. Great result there for Bravado Gaming. They keep themselves alive here in the grand final of the Telkom VS Gaming Masters here at Comiccon. Deviant, what a fight back. It felt like the writing was on the wall there once it was 5-2. Where on earth did Bravado pull that strength out of?
That was an unbelievable performance by Bravado. You know, after Black Poison got that 8 HP clutch, you know, it demoralizes the team so much, and it's so hard to come back from things like that, especially when you're 2 maps down already. And Bravado really did pull it all out the bag today on this map. I mean, they did a phenomenal job. Just, you know, they 4 rounds in a row, and then they kept that momentum going, and it felt like Nixuh didn't rock up on this map at all.
I mean, yeah, that's true. They made a number of mistakes throughout the half, but we also finally got to see what this Bravado Gaming team is all about.
I feel like maybe, you know, when you're so close to winning the competition, I mean, this is grand finals here. Nixuh won the first 2 maps fairly convincingly. It might have got to their head a little bit. They might have felt like they had won this before they'd crossed the finish line. That excitement just before winning can get you. And on the opposite end, Bravado still has that fire. They still want to be in this, that hunger, you know. Nixuh might have just let that mentality, or, you know, slip over a little bit too much from their side.
Yeah, they were within touching distance of winning the series, and with that, the title, but they couldn't get the job done. How sick was Volge, Deviant?
Volge was super impressive. I mean, he really stepped up. Now with Slowy as well, I think Volge was close on 30, Slowy was up there in the high 20s, I think. They really, really pulled it through for their team. I mean, Volge, phenomenal AWPing on that 1 round as well. He's got crazy aim.
Yeah, great to see the youngster standing up, the 18-year-old. Okay, so Bravado showed that they're still alive here. Rich, I mean, that's the first map they won. They're still down 1-2 in the series right now. A mountain to climb to come back.
It's the first time that they got the first time that they got 4 rounds in a row, and then they win all the way translated into a map win. So all they got to do is win more than 4 rounds in a row, and it seems like that's the winning recipe.
Okay, I mean, on the side of Nixuh, Triton struggled.
Yeah, he was really, that's what I'm saying, you know, when the inexperience of the new players, you're so close to that finish line, that excitement, it almost feels like you've won it already, but you know, you still got to finish it out. You still have to beat a team that really, really wants to still be in this. So,
and this crowd is playing a massive role behind Bravado Gaming right now as well. I mean, if you're a rookie on the stage at your first LAN event, hearing the crowd chanting the opponent's name, you know, hearing them get behind and celebrating all the success of your opponents, got to get to your head a little bit.
Definitely. And you're sitting there playing against the crowd and the opposite team, you know, so it can become a bit overwhelming, but that's where experience comes in. So, you know, no big stress there. Triton, I mean, he's performed really well on this LAN. He's shown that he can do it. I mean, maybe Mirage just isn't going in their favor. They've still got 2 more maps to go, so...
just have to win one of the next two, surely, right?
Exactly.
What do you think that team talk is going to be like for Nixuh here after that devastating blow?
So again, I would think that they would just brush it off. You know, they would playing really, really well. They've really showed up, and they don't really need to. If I was them, you know, we don't really need to worry about that map, guys. You know, we're so close to the finish line. BVD still have to win one more and one after that. We've got 2 full maps to take this to the end. So Nixuh just need to brush it off and again keep moving forward.
Are you concerned for Nixuh's cause here, Des?
No, not at all. I think, you know, with the players that they have in their roster, they've got so much experience. We've mentioned it so many times over this week, and I think they, you know, as Rich said, they're just going to brush it off and come into Vertigo, which is the next map, with a lot of confidence. But I think they're not going to be underestimating Bravado anymore, because now Bravado have shown their cards. They've shown what they can do. By the way, we saw actually Bravado play against Nixuh on Vertigo on Thursday.
Yeah.
That went Bravado's way 16-12.
We'll get into that conversation. We're going to have a short break here. I believe it's an interview with ADM, a couple ads as well. When we come back, it's map number 4 of the grand final. We continue here at Comiccon Africa. Hopefully a lot more entertainment to come through. So if you've left your seat, make sure you don't go too far, because map 4 will be underway soon enough.
I'm here with Adam from Nixuh now. Adam, before Sonic joined the roster, you were calling, you were the IGL, and he took over some of that responsibility, and now he's calling in its entirety. So why don't you talk me through how that dynamic changed?
Yeah, when Aaron joined the team, he was doing he was focusing a lot on like the mid rounds, you know. So then we approached our bootcamp for Rotterdam, and he naturally just went into the IGL mode. And I think as a team, that's what we wanted from him. Not maybe from the get-go, but after seeing what his calls are and like what they're capable of, we were all just super happy that he took over the IGL. So he has a very good read on the game. He reads rotations really well. He reads players very well. So I think we're all very happy with how it's panned out.
And now bringing somebody like Sonic into the team, I mean, he's just a meteoric player. He's insanely capable, the best South African esports player of all time, I would go so far as to say, not only Counter-Strike. Yeah. Would you say that you guys rely too heavily on Sonic at the moment to be successful?
Honestly, I would say so. I think he plays the most important role in the team, being the AWP. As an AWPer, he's by far the best AWPer that I've seen, that I've played with. Yeah, so we definitely do rely on him a lot. So,
would you say that with time, though, that's something that will change? Like, because he can impart that experience on you guys as well, you'll rely on him less?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as when Aaron joined the team, we've all been learning a lot from him, and I think going into, let's say, even if we all had to separate and be in our own teams, we would all have knowledge to pass down onto other players, because that's what Aaron has done for us.
Yeah, because you've even been on quite the trajectory yourself, you know, building it up into Goliath. You took on a lot of responsibility there as an IGL, and you've grown yourself where, you know, playing with the likes of Kanye and Black Poison, they entrusted that IGL role with you, which is obviously quite a hallmark for you as a player. But when Sonic comes into the team, it's kind of a no-brainer. But you know, you've been on quite a journey yourself, Adam.
Yeah. It wasn't a role that I particularly wanted to do. It was a role that I just had to do in energy, and I think ever since then, I personally enjoyed it a lot. So,
trying to balance your individual form whilst, you know, calling for the team as well, is that something that you struggled with? Because you seem like you've kept your individual level up quite well.
For me, personally, I wouldn't say so. Like, I am the type of player that is like with the core, with the main, like where all the action happens. So I don't know. I think I just put in a lot of time compared to other players, and that just helped me a lot in terms of boosting my frags. But yeah.
I mean, there's few people that actually rival the amount of time and commitment you've put into the game. I remember just looking at how much you know, grinding, and there was nobody who even came close to matching your level of grind. So what do you put it down to that you've been able to sink so much time into the game? Is it passion, commitment, drive? Is it who you are as an individual?
For me, it was my goal to be a pro player. So if you have a goal in life, you have to, you know, make a plan. And for me, my plan was to just put in a lot of hours into the game, because I didn't have any responsibilities, I didn't have any expenses, so I was afforded that luxury to do so. So I just did it, you know.
Making the most of the opportunity.
Yeah, you got to.
Lovely.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out 'cause you kept cutting the cord, and I started to fade into your is now.
Original, that's how it is, spicy and original. Original.
We are back here at Comiccon Africa in the middle of the Telkom VS Gaming Masters Grand Final between Nixuh and Bravado Gaming. Pride, cash, and the title all on the line, and we haven't discovered who will be taking it all home just yet. It seemed like Nixuh were on course to get the clean sweep and secure the 3-0. They were up 5-2 at one point on Mirage, but from there they were only able to win one round further. They lost the map 16-6, and it means we continue here in the series. It's Vertigo up next, Deviant, and we saw this map in the upper bracket final.
Which BVD won, right? So I think Nixuh have got a huge mountain to climb here. BVD have the upper hand on Vertigo. This is going to make it, you know, I'm not going to get ahead of myself here, but if Bravado win this map, it's going to be a 2-2 map, and we're going to go all the way to the 5th map on this best of 5 grand finals.
And that would be Ancient if we go the distance, and we won't divulge too much about Ancient just yet in case we don't go there, and saves a bit of talking time for if we do. Do you think that Vertigo will be different this time, considering it was the first map of the series and Nixuh came into that very cold, no practice, Sonic had just arrived? Surely we see a different complexion out of Nixuh this time on Vertigo.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely be more on it in terms of their shots. I mean, their structural integrity wouldn't have changed, their strategies or defaults wouldn't have changed. They'll still be applying the same things. I think they'll just be more clinical in a sense. So obviously that was pretty close, 16-12 on Thursday. So I think we might even be in for overtime game. If Bravado play on Vertigo the way they've just played on Mirage, and Nixuh play the way that they've been playing the entire grand final except for Mirage, then we're going to be in for a crazy, crazy Vertigo.
I mean, Deviant, we've had 3 maps played so far. None of them have gone further than 16-9. It's just been whoever can get that momentum goes on to win the map. Do you think that's going to continue to be the case here?
Well, it's just a testament to how good both of these teams are, right? When they're feeling it and taking the momentum, it's really hard to take that away from them. You know, touching on Vertigo now, I remember from the match on Thursday, Bravado had really great A-ramp control, and Nixuh were just really struggling to get any sort of momentum on that side of the map. So if Bravado can hold down that A-ramp control, take that from them, you know, they can put a nice, good CT score up there, and it will be in their advantage.
Okay, well, I don't think it's much longer here before we get into Vertigo. There's still quite a few empty seats, so make sure you grab some of those seats, guys, and enjoy the action that will be coming through soon enough. It's been high-octane Counter-Strike up until this point. Oh, Deviant, I mean, you know, based on what we saw on Vertigo last time, based on what we've seen in the series so far, how crucial is it for Nixuh to get off to a strong start here compared to what we saw, or should I say rather, based off what we saw in Mirage, where they just were not pitching up at all?
I mean, they've had time to step away from their computers and have a discussion now. I think what went down on Mirage, they probably got a bit of a wake-up call. They haven't won this yet. They've reset now. Going into this next map, they're going to be taking it full throttle again, and Bravado have still got to, a big mountain to climb themselves.
Yep.
Nixuh is a very strong team. They're not going to be as disorganized as they were coming back into the map on Thursday. Sonic coming off of that plane, and the first time that team has played together in, I think he said 28 days.
Yep.
Now they've been playing comp all weekend, and they're going to be ready for this map.
Okay, well, I believe they are ready for the map. We are ready for the map, and the players should be ready as well. Going to be transitioning here into Vertigo, the fourth map of this grand final. Never mind tech issues, says the voice in my head. So we'll continue to divulge the conversation here a little bit. Obviously, Nixuh are going to be going to Rotterdam soon, Deviants, as they won that qualifier here in South Africa. They want to win Comiccon before going to Rotterdam, just so that they have that positive mental state before going abroad.
100%, but for the sake of the South African competitive scene, I really hope Bravado win Comiccon. So we've got a team going overseas to Rotterdam, we've got a different team winning Comiccon, and there's Intel Africa coming up later on as well. I mean, it's the competitive scene has never been as hot as it is right now. I'm absolutely loving this.
Yeah, you and me both. I mean, looking good to see how good the competition here is in the South African scene. Des, we finally saw the individuals on the side of Bravado pitch up to the server. How great was Vilj?
Oh, Vilj, I don't think there's a lot of words to describe what he was doing on the server on Mirage. I mean, he dropped, you did mention he did drop 30 the first play in the grand final, too, dropped 30 as well. So, oh man, I mean, he pretty much produced a performance that we've been waiting for this entire weekend out of him. I mean, as we mentioned, he's been pretty quiet, but he definitely stepped up on Mirage. So, again, he's going to be a win condition for Bravado. If he doesn't step up on Vertigo, then I am fearing for Bravado. But again, just shout out to Slowy as well. I mean, he's obviously taken on that All-Pro, taken on the IGL role, and even he was, quite prolific in the server. So, yeah.
All right, well, we are going into the game. As you can see on the big screen behind us, Vertigo is about to go live. It is Bravado on the T side. Nixuh had the choice of sides. Did they? No, Bravado would have had the choice of sides, Des. Is that correct? Because Nixuh would have chosen Mirage.
We can run over it quickly. Dust2 is Nixuh's pick. The next map was Bravado's, then Nixuh, then Bravado. So yeah, you're correct. Nixuh would have had pick of sides.
Okay, so they've chosen to start on the CT side. I mean, that's no surprise there. When these two teams played against each other on Vertigo last time, it was Nixuh who started on the CT side as well. It was. Okay. I'm not asking, I'm saying, don't worry. Okay. So it's going to be the same here once again. What I will say while we have a little bit of time to break this down is, Deviant, there was a huge amount of momentum there, and you could tell the energy was intense for Bravado in that win on Mirage. A 10 or 15 minute break though, you start to relax, the blood, comes back down, you don't have that rush of blood anymore. How do you get back to that point once again? I mean, they were riding that confidence and momentum before, but now they come into Vertigo a little bit more cold.
I mean, they were a different team on Mirage, right? They came with a full fire, full force. It almost felt like they really had nothing to lose at that point. They were going for it all. And to be honest, that Black Poison clutch again, that 8 HP clutch that he managed to win, it probably just tilted them. And they're like, no, guys, we can't lose like this. We got to. But having said that, they're still in the grand finals here. They're going to carry that momentum into this. I don't think they would have settled. This would have given them another booster. Like, guys, we got this. We can do this. They've got the motivation and the hope. Let's just call it hope.
Hope. Such an important thing in life, man, to have hope no matter what you do. As for Nixuh, though, I mean, this break would have boded well for their cause.
Definitely. Like I was saying earlier, they probably felt like they were so close to the finish line, and that gets to your head a little bit as a player, man. You're about to win, you're quite comfortably in the lead. Maybe you just relax a bit, or you take a bit too many risks, too many chances. It doesn't pay off for you, but now they've lost that map. They would have reset, and Nixuh are going to be coming back full force in this.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe, a bit of a slap back down for Nixuh is the rude awakening that they needed to get their heads back in it, Des.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. I mean, they were obviously bossing proceedings in the first two maps. Then Bravado kind of, ruined their fairy tale run of a 3-0 in the grand final. So I think the technical pause has definitely helped them more than Bravado. As you said, Bravado are going to be losing that killer edge. The adrenaline has now left their bodies. They're back to, just the normal Bravado players. But I don't think it's going to be affecting Bravado too negatively, because it's also giving them time to calm down and say, okay, We are still behind. We don't want to walk out of this grand final. We want to be going to a 5th map, and I think they are also going to be confident on a map like Vertigo to send it to a 5th map.
Excuse me. Okay, nice. Caught that on the close-up. We have found a pair of glasses, by the way. Everybody keeps losing their things this weekend. At least we've got some honest people in the crowd returning bank cards, cell phones, and now a pair of spectacles as well. So if you have lost your spectacles, please come to one of the stairs on either end of the VS stand, and we'll be sure to grab that for you. As, I mean, maybe going to be stumbling around a little bit without their specs there. So don't worry, we have got them, and we will return them as well. Hopefully, we're going to be returning to the server soon enough. So let's divulge a little bit here. One of the rivalries I want to pick up on, Des, is Slowy and ADM. Now, neither of them were playing in the colors that they are now when the rivalry was formed. That was Goliath Gaming against ATK. And you know, I don't even know if you could call it a rivalry, because for a rivalry to be the case, it has to be competitive. And ATK were just dominating Goliath. But you know that there's a feud between Sonic and Adam, and now they're locking horns on the main stage.
Yeah, it's the best time for Adam to come back and say, hey, Slowy, it's a different year, it's 2022, man, and I'm going to be coming out on top against you. Because, I mean, that rivalry left Adam in a pretty bad space, because he actually took a sabbatical from CS for quite a few months after that whole ATK Goliath rivalry. So then he came back because he was putting in so much time and effort, but everything he was trying still wasn't enough to overcome ATK. Now, 2 years later, up against Bravado in the grand final, one more map will seal it for him. I think he's obviously, you know, living in the moment, and he's probably, you know, realizing the situation that he's in as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see that laughs are plenty on the laughs are plenty on the faces of the Bravado Gaming players right now. They're feeling really good. They've still got their energy up. And Deviant, we were talking about how much it would take for them to get back to that level. One good round with this crowd behind them again, and they'll be straight back with that adrenaline.
100%. I mean, these guys are very experienced players. All of them have played many times, so it's definitely not going to get to them.
Okay, well, guys, the game has started. We missed the first round, unfortunately. We missed the pistol. We'll make that one up to you with entertainment thereafter. You guys still here with us? Okay, Nixuh looking to try and get themselves back to winning ways. Kani opens up, and it's just multiple kills across the board. Sure, it's an anti-eco, but Des, I feel like Nixuh have a bit of a point to prove after dropping that previous map the way that they did.
Yeah, they definitely have a point to prove, but also just looking back at the first round, you can just look at the frags. Obviously, we did not get the opportunity to witness it, but there were 4 frags found by the Bravado members, so that pistol probably came into a 1v1, and Nixuh won that crucial 1v1. So that would have been also a nice confidence booster for whoever won that, because we will now never know. But Volj, does he just have his knife out? It's okay, fair enough. Got a VM going his way, because he can't be doing that. But anyway, we are going to be moving into a very, very important round now. That is going to be the buy round of Bravado. I'm going to be pretty interested to see how many SMGs are being retained here by Nixuh. It's gonna be 4, because I classify the FAMAS as an SMG. But jokes aside, 2 SMGs, 3 rifles. Oh, we look at Black Poison. Oh, how has he not been able to find Slowy there?
Yeah, Slowy's player model was looking hard left as he came around that corner. Should have been a free frag for Black Poison at the bare minimum. Maybe traded at least, but no. Slowy comes away with the kill. Perfect way for them to start this gun round.
That's the M4 gone as well, by the way. The only good rifle that they had is now gone.
And it's not salvageable either.
Oh, there you go. ADM put the trade onto Slowy many seconds after he was getting the frag onto Black Poison. ARAM control is going to be so important for both the CT and the T side. Whoever comes on top, out on top rather, is going to be bossing things on, well, rather in the first half. And Adam playing on the opposite side of the smoke. He's going to be seeing Doru, finding Doru. Now, Bravado are in a bit of trouble. Blaze and Volj, they are going to need to rescue Bravado in this round. And it's not going to be, because ADM stepping up. I think it was a 4K that he grabbed there, so that's a huge round for him.
4K with the FAMAS nonetheless, so getting a bit of a highlight there with your least favorite weapon there, Des. And that's a rough round for Bravado to drop as well. I love the way that Adam plays that behind the smoke towards A ramp. You could see there was no way Bravado expect him to be in that position, so that was very intelligent out of Adam.
Yeah, he's been doing this for a very long time, so he knows how to play those scenarios. But oh yeah, I'm remembering now how Thursday went some months ago. Kani loves to get aggressive towards the B stage. He loves to just jump down, and there you go. He's taken out both Slowy and Wipeout, and that's going to slowly start conditioning Bravado to say, okay, maybe we need to post up multiple members to hold Kani. And then he's just not going to do that for a few rounds, and then you maybe just leave a single member there, and then boom, he steps out again, he goes aggro, he finds that frag, then that's just so easy easy from there on in for Nixuh.
Okay, so before we had that tech issue, I'm pretty sure that Nixuh were on the T side and Bravado on the CT side, because this is the inverse of what it was like actually on Thursday. Now Nixuh are starting on the CT side, which wasn't the case in the winner bracket final. We had a 9-6 halftime scoreline on Thursday, where Bravado found 9 rounds on their CT side and then 7 on the T side to win the map. Now with Nixuh starting on the CT side, they're on the favored side to begin proceedings, and they've gone clear 4-0.
So you said Bravado won 7 rounds on their T side to win the map then?
Yes.
So their T side isn't too bad, so this has actually been a really great start from Nixuh, then 4-0 up against the strong Bravado T side. Orp's been brought into play by Slowy, and he's going to be looking to punish anyone that's going to be walking into his scope. The crowd's back, and Bravado desperately need the crowd. They lose this map, that's going to be the grand final going the way of Nixuh. Bravado yet to win a round on Vertigo, and there you go, Kani. He's going to be finding Blaze, and Adam going to be Orp and Slowy. Adam winning out that 1v1 Orp fight.
Oh, Bravado going to have to start from ground zero here. No momentum to speak of. Triton, he gets in on the mix as well. Great shot there from Adam. That's looking vintage with his AWP. Doru answers back with 2 of his own, but it's a 1v5 turn, 1v3. Still a lot of work to be done here by the lad with the tilted screen if he's going to stand any chance. 1v5 would be a spectacle to behold. He's got a bit of time on the clock and the bomb on his back. But there's a snake in the grass here, Des. And it's a very patient snake. It's like a puff adder. Just sits on the pathway, won't move for anyone or anything. One of the most venomous bites. Kani will sink his teeth into Doru. And with that, Nixuh go clear 5-0.
Yeah, it's been a really, really encouraging start from Nixuh, especially after what happened on Mirage. You can see that, all the time off between maps have definitely benefited them. They've been able to relax and, just start this map anew. Forget what happened on Mirage, because Vertigo is not Mirage.
No, it's not, Dave. That's pretty accurate. Vertigo is not Mirage. What I will say is, actually, let me hold that point. It's aggression here from Bravado Gaming, even in the eco, trying to rush down these players towards A. They'll force them back, but they've taken a loss in the process. Keep in mind, Nixuh were up 5-2 at one point on Mirage, and then they lost the map 16-6. This time they're up 5-0 again, but I don't think they're going to let themselves get ahead of it this time round, Des.
Not at all. And I mean, the thing that gave Bravado a way back into that game was Nixuh just making mistakes, and there are no mistakes being made right now. Adam's starting to feel it. He's been a bit quiet over the weekend.
Yeah.
The grand final, he's been having his say. He's been hitting a few shots, and he's really been stepping up for his team. So that is a really, really big thing for Nixuh.
Absolutely. He's 11-1 right now, Des. So you're bang on the money. I'd say this is the best we've seen out of Adam so far here this weekend alone. We all know what a capable fragger he is when he's at the top of his game as well. And a big gun round here for Bravado. Slowy with the AWP will get the kill, and it looks like he wants to immediately take initiative off the back of that frag.
Obviously, Adam, as we mentioned, 11-1. He's going to feel absolutely on top of the world. Goes for the peak. Slowy, he is experienced. He's just going to be posting up. Flashes are good from the CTs, but Wipeout not blind, going to be taking names. He's already found 2 in the round. There's potential for more. Black Poison right in front of him, and there you go, Wipeout. He's waking up. prior to this round, he did not even register a frag, but in this one alone, he's been able to register 2 or 3 actually. So, absolutely great round from Bravado, punishing the over-aggression from Nixuh.
No, your monitor's not tilted. Doru's is, don't you worry. That's how he plays legitimately. As Bravado brings some fire to that previous round, set in motion by their captain Slowy with that opening frag. And then a lot of aggression from Nixuh in response, Des, trying to force the issue, constantly reflashing and refacing, and that cost them everything.
That could have gone one of 2 ways. Obviously the flash was good, but Wipeout was playing anti-flash, so he was not playing anti-flash. That could have been definitely the play for Nixuh. But now that's in the past, in the present. And Bravado only have 1 round, and Slowy's now out of it as well.
Slowy just with the 2 kills so far on the map. If you can cast your mind back to Thursday, he was devastating on Mirage.
But that was on the CT side though,
yes,
not on the T side.
Exactly, Des. On the T side, he was only able to find 8 kills through the whole half. It was the CT side, he found 20 frags. So you're bang on with that memory. Triton spots one trying to fall back towards ramp. There's actually a bit of smoke there. Obstructs his vision, and Doru will get the kill. So again, over-aggression from Nixuh costs them the advantage.
Maybe the inexperience coming out from Triton. I mean, he's had a banger 2 maps so far, to be fair, but Mirage, he didn't step up. Vertigo, he's been quiet. I mean, just comparing himself to his normal standards, which are absolutely sky high. But this is a big smoke thrown down. Bravado are going to be trying to disrespect the smoke. They are going to be heading through it. Now they need 1 good flash. Kani would be in a lot of trouble, but he's going to be smoked out, so that's just going to be acting as the flash. Sonic, though, he's going to be finding Blaze. Doru gets the trade. Black Poison stepping through the smoke for double. Doru only good for 1 in the 1v2, but Adam with a fast flank. He's going to be getting another round for Nixuh. Oh, no.
Love that mask, man. He is, looking like an individual who's getting into the game here. Okay, big round there for Nixuh to win, Des, as they make sure there's no momentum born off of the gun round won by Bravado. Slowy looking toothless with that AWP so far here on the T side.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure we've spoke about it as well, the impacts of an AWP on the T side of Vertigo. I mean, we saw Frozen try and yield it as well against Goliath, and we know how good of an AWP he is, but he also didn't have any impact almost on that T side of Vertigo. So the AWP almost, it's not really a weapon which finds many openings unless the CTs are aggressive. So Adam, he's obviously made that mistake once, and I don't think he's going to make it again.
You're just so strapped for options when it comes to AWPing on the T side of Vertigo. There's no obvious choices. As you say, you kind of rely on aggression from the CTs to get into the round. And it is going to be Control coming through over towards the A-bomb sites of the map right now. Sonic with his AWP will inflict damage as he takes down Doru, but Bravado continue their pursuit.
That opening is going to make things much harder for Bravado though. The remaining members are going to have to do a lot, but ADM with a double. Volge and Blaze, the 2 star boys for Bravado in this grand final so far, they are going to have to step up if they want Bravado to have more than 1 round. And Volge, okay, that's a crucial miss from Sonic. Now making it very doable. 30 seconds left, so there's time to work with. But Black Poison with a re-aggression finding Volge. Now Blaze all alone. He knows that Black Poison is somewhere on the side. Doesn't know where Kani is. Spots him out, and very laboured spray, but does find him. 4 HP only. Black Poison has a superior angle on him. He's jiggling, but if he just had more HP, maybe he could have won that fight out. But Black Poison, he's going to be holding firm, winning it out. And getting, I think that's 8 rounds on the board now for Nixuh.
Yeah, beautiful round coming through. I mean, it was looking great for Nixuh initially. The spray transfer from Adam was on point. Maybe Kani getting a bit of ahead of himself there, jumping up onto the stack to finish off the round. It was a 5v2 Des that then turns into a 1v1. So a great fight back from the North America boys, Volge and Blaze. And it's going to be aggression towards middle here from the CT side. Sonic misses another shot. They know exactly where Black Poison is. Actually, the lineup, the kill will come through. And Volge is brought down low as well, but at least they trade evenly.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. And look at Blaze. Sneaky, sneaky boy. He's maneuvered his way onto the speed bomb side, and there are timings to be had, yeah. If he maybe just steps out at the right moment, he might find a CT lacking. Don't know if Kanye expects Blaze to be as close as he is right now.
Oh, throws the one-way. Preemptive, though. Not like there was any molly there. Blaze looking to try and use that one-way to his advantage, though. Should have spotted out the leg. Not necessarily. I can't believe how narrow the margins are right now. Blaze in a fantastic position. Calling for his teammates to rotate through as well. Kanye gets caught completely off guard. Frag comes through for Blaze. But Adam, what on earth is that trade from him there with the wall bang? Can continue to do more with the AWP. I can't even get my words out.
1 versus 1. Wipeout spots out Trident. This is a big round for Wipeout. He needs to win it for his team. He can't quite land the shots. Big nade from Trident may finish things. And the M4 does. 9 rounds on the board for Nixuh. One of Nixuh's owners are looking very happy about that. And this is the Nixuh that we've seen in the first 2 maps of the grand final. They are just so dominant, playing things so well. And Adam is just the difference maker for me.
Yeah, time for Bravado to call a timeout. There we go. No surprise to see that TAC timeout called. This game has gotten away from him at a rate of knots. Feels like we started a mere 5 minutes ago, but it's already 9-1 up here for Nixuh. There we go. We hear the voices of the Bravado fans coming back into the equation. You saw what a big difference you guys made on Mirage. They need you here once again. Let your voices be heard. Vulge with his head in his hands. That's not what I want to see here, Des. They need to keep their heads up right now.
They're still in it. Almost feels like the way that Vulge is looking at his monitor, almost feels like he's thinking that they've lost this grand final.
No weapons, Des. Well, that's a rule we've already broken, yeah. We've got tons of guns up here on the top of the building, 30 floors up. Nixuh, well, they're on top of the world as things stand. It's going to be an eco round from the T side. Look at this uncharted aggression out of Sonic. Should be taken down and is, but there's trades.
There's trades aplenty. Still advantage for Nixuh, yeah, in the 4 versus 3. The SMGs and the Tech 9s are going to try and move forward, but temporarily halted by the utility from Nixuh. And now things are going to quiet down quite a bit. This is still going to be such a tough round. And okay, there is on the minimap someone moving into a very favorable position for Nixuh. Can spot out these Bravado players. It's going to be a matter of time, and I don't know if anyone from Bravado is even posting up for that possibility right now.
Looking to just try and delay the bomb plant. There's still a lot of time here. Slowy will even just drop the smoke so he can immediately commit. This was an eco for BVD, so if they can find any more kills from here, that would go a long way. Look at the money for Nixuh, who are up 9-1 right now. And they're going to be able to find the kills here as well. Yeah, they keep 4 players alive. That's double digits from Nixuh. And guys, they're now just 6 rounds away from winning the Telkom VS Gaming Masters Finals. Time is dwindling for Bravado to get back into the stairs.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
What a lightning start we've had to Vertigo. Where have these first 11 rounds gone?
I don't know. I've got no clue what Bravado are going to have to conjure up, because this Nixuh side are looking absolutely unstoppable. Everything they're doing, it's turning into gold. They're not making one mistake with anything that they do.
Look at Adam's numbers, Des.
17-4. This is by far the best we've seen out of him this entire event, and he's almost going to be besting Slowy again in that AWP 1v1, but intelligently falls back. Doesn't need to contest that. Oh, but look at this, the double mid push. Slowy, he's going to be finding it, but no way he expects to. Now Sonic, he has time, he can probably just fall back up the ladder, but this round is getting a bit awkward with all the positionings all over the map from everyone.
Yeah, Nixuh actually throwing a lot of aggression at Bravado.
Oh, that's a big find.
Side, yeah, huge pick from Blaze to try and open up this A bomb site. Adam's on the scene, and there's only 1 smoke grenade left remaining here for Bravado to try and commit to the execute, but they still have moving parts and pieces, options available.
Look at Sonic.
What's the timing like? Comes around the corner.
Oh, he's seen him.
3 versus 2. Adam gets a big frag there. That's going to be taking the attention away. Sonic continues to slink his way through right now. He could find the advantage. Vilge turns, can't get the burn. Sonic finds the frag. With that, a 2v2 ensues. Sonic continues to force the issue. Another kill onto Doru, and now he's going to pack it in.
Wipeout in the 1 versus 2. Smoked off, so he can't pressure Sonic at all. And look at ADM. He's lying in wait with his AWP. Wipeout. This is going to be such a tough round for him with only 25 seconds left to work with. He is heading towards the B bomb site. Right now, walking up the stairs again. Time running very, very low, so he's got to make his way to that bomb site pretty quickly. And Sonic is still lying in wait here. He's very close. He can deny the bomb from going down. He is going to be tapping the bomb, going to be planting the bomb, and Sonic's just going to be pushing forward. Bomb goes down, but Sonic, he's going to be finding Wipeout anyway. Crowd's gone quiet.
At the worst time as well, they're about to be eliminated here. Are Bravado Gaming. Detrony looking nervous there. His team only have a few rounds left here in this first half to try and make something of it. I can tell you right now, one certainly won't be enough. Lose this gun round, it's 12-1 with no money in the bank. No bomb plant means it's going to have to be an eco as well. And to talk more about Adam's stardom, he kind of gets drowned out just because of the star-studded lineup here in Nixuh. Lest we forget how incredibly capable he is as an individual.
He's always been a star player in almost all of his teams, and this is kind of the first time in his career that he's not forced to take the spotlight. He doesn't have to do too much because he's got stars all around him, and Kani has been so good towards that B-bomb, so finding Blaze. And again, Bravado just in a world of trouble. Thankfully though, Candice is Slowey there. Slowey misses a shot onto Trident, but again, Chasa may be getting too over-aggressive, giving the advantage away for Nixuh, giving it right back to Bravado.
Huge round here for Bravado Gaming. They can still salvage this half. There's 3 rounds would be the bare minimum. They would love a 4th, but that means they need to win all the rounds left here in the half. Big opening there from Doru as Sonic was isolated on the bomb site.
Bomb has at least gone down for Bravado, and for the first time in a very long time, they have a favorable post plant.
I don't even think Nixuh should be going for this. They need to call it a day, take these guns into the next round. They can't afford to lose these guns. Kani gets a kill. Never mind. Scrap that point. Kani's found 2. The bomb's not planted for Bravado at all. Adam tries to stay alive. No, Kani! Why have you let go of the defuse? The pressure gets to him. He needed to stick that. I think he completes the defuse if he just continues to punch in the digits.
He does. 100% he does. I mean, by the time that the Bravado players would have gotten around there, the bomb would have already been defused, so... Oh man, I mean, Nixuh still have 11 rounds, so even though Bravado win that one out in a very dramatic fashion, I don't think that one's going to be weighing too heavily on Nixuh's minds.
Look at the money for Nixuh. They have to go for an eco off the bat. Relying on Adam's hero warp will get a kill, but immediately wiped out of the round straight afterwards. Wipe out. Gets great kills here towards A ramp, and Bravado showing they still have some fight left in them yet here, Des.
Yeah, it was just an eco though. Only USPs, and oh no. Here comes Sonic. Gonna be taking out Wipeout now, turning it into 2v2. Spots out both the last 2 Bravado players, and oh no, Bravado. This was just an eco, just one AWP brought into the round, and he also only got 1 kill. Can't be losing against pistols. We've said it many, many times so far in this grand final. Blaze and Vilge, they are gonna need to step up for Bravado. Looks like they're just going to be moving from gap into the safe bomb site. There is someone lying in wait.
Oh my
God. It's going to be Sonic. Somehow finds Blaze through the smoke, by the way. Now Vilge in the 1 versus 2. Time to work with, but so much pressure on his shoulders.
This could be a series losing round if they drop this anti-eco, Des.
It's a non-negotiable round for Bravado. They need to win it. They can't be losing it. Vilge looking for the fight. And Kani going to be shutting Vilge down. I don't know. If I'm Bravado, how do you bounce back from that? You had rifles to take into that round and you lose against 5.7s and Deagles.
We saw on Nuke when they lost the anti-eco, they were never able to get their heads back in the game. If that's going to be the same here once again, it will be devastating. Could be the round that breaks the back of Bravado Gaming here in the grand final. 12-2. Should have been 11-3. Can they find a third at the bare minimum?
They tried the fast B play. Molly's typically slowed them down though. And now it's just getting a bit awkward. They are going to commit though, at the looks of it. But they're running into a pretty heavy stack here on the B street. And Slowey, okay, Slowey Wipeout Going to be doubling up for some frags. Wipeout has to reload. He knows that Black Poison is there, but Slowey's going to be helping him out. Bravado go for the fast round, and they get the bomb down, but from a 4 versus 2 into a 2v2 in about 2 seconds, Bravado are in so much trouble.
Adam in a big position here. Yeah, beautiful positioning out of Slowey. Gets that kill. Vital frag. They now know exactly where Triton is, and Slowey will finish off the round. So it is a 12-3 half at the bare minimum. Beautiful rounds coming through here from Nixuh. Fantastic half, but do Bravado give themselves a fighting chance, Des? Could you even go so far as to say that is 3 enough?
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
Yeah?
3 is not enough against a team like Nixuh. You need to be putting up 5, 6, 7. But we know how impactful Slowey is on the CT side with his AWP. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that AWP. Bravado, they can't afford to lose this push round. If they lose this push round, I'm sorry, but then they will lose this map for sure.
And with that, the series grand final over. Nixuh going to be trying to employ the brute force approach here in towards the B bomb site. Util raining in over the top. Triton opens up the site. Still more players to be dealt with here. Slowey's got 2 pistols, but he's got no head. Oh my god, nor does Doru. Triton comes to life in a big way here in the pistol, and Nixuh make a statement.
Do make a statement indeed, get the bomb down, and they have so much advantages. But Triton's close to the Jenny, he's going to get cleared out, make it a 2v2 from a 4v2. Now Volge is going to get taken out. Wipeout, you need to step up, but you need to take both of these players out, Sonic and Black Poison. They're not going to make it easy at all. Look at Black Poison, he's just walking up on Wipeout, but Sonic's going to be finding him anyway. And that's Nixuh taking the pistol, making it 13-3. And now as Bravado, you are running dangerously low on options.
Dangerously low on options and dangerously low on rounds. They have to go for the eco. There's no other option. 14-3, the imminent scoreline. We've had 3 incredibly one-sided maps before this, and it's looking like it's going to be more of the same here as well. Easy cleanup for Nixuh.
Yeah, just ESP's taken into this round. I would have loved Bravado to do something together as a 5-man squad, but they elected to go on their own adventures. Black Poison's going to be finishing things up, cleaning things up as well. Nixuh 2 rounds away from the grand final win. Championship points only 2 rounds away. Crowd trying to cheer on Bravado, but I don't know if it's maybe a bit too late.
Could be too little too late. Bravado Gaming still need to keep themselves in the conversation here. How much more do they have is the question. Blaze gets a frag, make that 2 as he doubles down on Kani as well. Frag's coming back though in the hands of Kani, gets 1 before he falls.
By the way, Slowey's moved past the player towards the A ramp, so this can be either very good or very bad.
Yeah, you're right. Can Triton use that to his advantage is the question. Adam tries to make his way forward in towards this B bomb site. He gets that kill onto Blaze, who initially dealt the damage. As you said, though, there is a potential snake in the grass. Black Poison gets a kill. Finally, the snake is able to pounce at Slowey. With the venomous frag, they're onto Adam. 2 versus 2. Bravado fighting desperately to keep themselves alive right now.
This is a must-win. They can't afford to lose this round and give championship points to Nixuh. Doru and Slowey. So much pressure on them. And the timing working out for Triton. He can smell that championship, man. That trophy. It's edging ever closer. Slowey now, the most experienced player on this Bravado team, left in the 1 versus 2.
Has to be the captain, Des. Has to be the most experienced player here on the side of Bravado Gaming to get the job done, to keep them alive here in the competition. Lose this and they're dead broke. And there's just too much work to be done to fight back. They need to recover the C4. That's going to be leaving them with very little time right now as they start to transition in towards this bomb site. Slowey finds himself in the correct position, gets the lineup, runs out of ammo, but very low HP here on Triton. Should be enough to get the job done. There's no time for Triton. Slowey, by mere time alone and with the 1 kill, will be able to get the clutch. Slowey keeps his team alive, and Bravado live to see another day.
Another day, another round. There we go. Plays it so well in that round, though. I mean, Nixuh tried the run boost again with Sonic. This time he landed it. He's not going to fail that again, by the way. Blaze takes him out, takes 2 players out towards B, and that just really gave Bravado the advantage into that round. But they've got quite a few disadvantages into this one. I mean, Fama has 2 MP9s, only 2 M4s to work with. It's going to be pretty tough stuff.
And they're down by 10 rounds right now, Des. As you say, the buy isn't great, nor is there any money in the bank, so their backs are absolutely still against the wall right now.
Bravado can't even afford to be looking at the scoreboard right now, or, you know, the rounds that Nixuh have posted. They're just going to have to take this round by round and hope for an absolute miracle. Look at this boost, by the way.
Yeah.
This is big.
Could work out well here for Sonic. It's all about whether Blaze has his wits about him or not. Been spotted. That's allowing for Blaze to swing up, but Sonic transitions to find that kill, opens up the site. If he doubles down, that would be devastating. And it's going to be Black Poison to get the kill. Doru, the next man up to the plate, but he too will fall. Slowy and Wipeout, the only players left remaining. And I think this is too much to ask. Surely a 2v4. They know where they're both coming from. Slowy has to do it all again.
10 HP though, this is pretty much going to be impossible for him, as he still has to find 3 members. He's not going to be able to do it. And now Nixuh only 1 round away.
Just want to say before we finish the game, it's been so good to be back with the live crowd. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Shout out to the crowd. This is all about you guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. It's been fantastic having you guys back alongside us here to support the Counter-Strike action. Bravado Gaming down 15-4. A mountain to climb. All great climbs start with the first step, Des, but this one seems too much to ask.
Definitely. Bravado definitely gave it their all throughout this entire weekend. Beat Nixuh on Thursday, but on the day that it actually matters, looks like Nixuh are going to be coming out on top.
First kill for Kani, sets the round in motion. This could be the moment. Nixuh could be crowned the Telkom VS Gaming Masters champions as they continue to trudge their way through middle, taking names as they make their way forward. Wipeout tries to put up a fight, but he will go down. It's Slowly left, but he goes down as well. And Nixuh have done it. They are the title champion holders. They have won here at our first land back in South Africa. After 3 years of waiting, they will be crowned as the champs. And you can see how much it means to them. They're on top of the world right now. What a final from Nixuh. Showing why they were the favorites, Des. A round of applause for Nixuh, guys. They were ruthless. Devastating game. And absolutely the deserved champions as well. Might not have been the crowd favorites, but still definitely deserve an applause for what they accomplished, Des.
Yeah, I mean, after Thursday, you know, they've completely switched up everything.
Yeah.
All of their individuals, you know, all switched on. Their game plan was absolutely magnificent, and they come out on top against Goliath yesterday in a very, very convincing fashion, and again today in an even more convincing fashion, I want to say, in the grand final, when it matters most, where it matters most as well, on LAN.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've waited so long for this as well. You can see the huddle from Bravado keeping their spirits up. Led by Detchley, no surprise to see that he's keeping the spirits up. And now we will see the handshakes coming through soon enough. The MCs will have a chance to have an interview. Then we'll have our chance to talk to one of the Nixuh players as well, and then we can break the game down. Man, how good has it been to be back at LAN, Des?
I mean, this is my first proper LAN I've ever been to, and it's just been an absolutely sensational experience. I mean, everything about this event has just been, you know, honestly, there aren't really words that can describe it. So, yeah, I'm just really happy to be, or really fortunate to have been involved with it all.
Okay, well, we do have the MCs, Sibu and Wasabi, waiting in the wings. Let's get them on stage.
Wow, do you not just love a good LAN? Wow.
Congratulations to both teams, but it only has to be one winner at the end of the day. And Nixuh went hard.
Nixuh fought for it, hey. After that other game, we thought maybe Bravado would be able to bring it back. But unfortunately, there can only be one winner. Sonic, my brother, please, can you join us Here we go. 150,000 rand.
150,000 rand.
Whole team. Come on, gentlemen. We need our winners.
150K.
Winners.
Let's relish in this moment, guys.
Winners. Come on, guys.
Wow.
Do they not want their money? No, George and I can keep it.
Maybe.
We don't mind.
Guys, how do you guys feel?
Can you e-wallet that? No, I feel great. It was a great final against a great opponent, Bravado. I was part of Bravado a while ago for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had a project called Project Destiny, led by Demi and Andreas themselves. So they're close to my heart. You know, I love the organization. The players themselves are cool and very talented.
Ladies and gentlemen, nice. Give them another round of applause for Nixuh. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. We know the desk wants to talk to you in a second. You just grab those headphones. Let them take a couple of pictures. Nice.
The champions, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, guys. Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing,
Thank you very
amazing,
much.
amazing.
Desk, take it away.
Take it away, please.
Thank you very much to our MCs for the final time. What a crazy result. Deviant, I mean, Nixuh showing so much mental resolve after losing the map 3 the way they did to come back and dominate map 4.
100%. They came with full force on that map. I mean, the way Carney was playing aggro on the B was just giving them no space on that side of the map. Bravado then would come into A ramp trying to take control there, but Adam was just really stepping up. I mean, 10 rounds in, he was 16 for 4, followed closely by Black Poison, 12 for 5. I mean, that's 10 rounds in, and you've got 2 players on your team that have more kills than there are rounds in the game. I mean, that's just a testament to the amount of fragging power that Nixuh was bringing to this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just so impressive the way that they fought back and didn't let what happened on Mirage get to them. I believe we're going to be having an interview here soon enough. Sonic, you put that headset on right now, sir. Okay. Not going to be Sonic, actually. He's able to absolve himself of the responsibility. He just wants to check, and then he's going to be getting off the stage. Okay, I think we're going to be having Triton, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? We got Triton on the stage there? Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, what a way, Triton, to celebrate your first LAN with a win here at Comiccon nonetheless.
Yeah, it feels incredible. I couldn't have imagined this. You know, last year I was playing for my first real team, and to be up here winning with these incredible players, it's unreal. I love it.
Coming into the final, you guys had played against Bravado in the winner bracket final where they beat you 2-1. Did you guys expect to put up a much better fight here? What was your mental like coming into the final against Bravado for the rematch?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as Aaron said earlier, we weren't ourselves on Thursday. We knew that wasn't how we play, and we knew that with a little bit of game time, we were going to bring everything today.
Okay, Des, Dust 2?
Yeah, obviously coming back to Dust 2 was a pretty good map for you guys actually on Thursday. Even though you guys weren't yourselves, you managed to get that 16-7. This time around, when it matters most on the championship Sunday, you guys managed to take it 16-9. Were you guys happy about your performance on Dust 2?
Yeah, it felt dominant throughout. We started losing some rounds towards the end, but even then, we felt in control the entire game.
Richard, map 2, Nuke,
yeah, so...
Not got nothing for him. Okay, well, I'll take Nuke here. So after you guys were able to win on Dust 2, you went into Nuke knowing that it's the map that Bravado have been good on in the past. What was your guys' mental going into Nuke knowing that was probably going to be the most difficult map for you guys here in the grand final?
I'm going to be honest, I wanted to ban Nuke, but Aaron said he had it under control. He said, pick Nuke, we got this, leave it in. And yeah, Aaron doesn't disappoint.
He knew what he was talking about.
He knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, in the end. Okay. Next up after that was Mirage.
Yeah, so Mirage, how did you feel about that map?
Yeah, Mirage was frustrating. We lost a lot of close rounds. We weren't ourselves, to be honest. We just lost a lot of momentum, especially towards the end. And I don't think anyone was comfortable. But yeah, we had a reset before Vertigo. Just said, forget about that map and move on.
Just going back to Mirage, sorry, would you say that you guys, it was just so close to the finish line that you wanted to just finish it off as quickly as you could and maybe some mistakes crept in?
That could have been a part of it for sure. We just wanted to get it over the line, but we'd have to watch the demo to be sure.
Okay. Talk us through a little bit about the conversation that you had between map 3 and 4.
We just said, just forget about that map. It never happened. We haven't played Mirage in a while. Just put it behind us. Focus on Vertigo.
Okay, so you guys were still full of confidence.
Full of confidence.
Okay, well, Triton, I know that you guys weren't the crowd favorites today. Did that affect you? Were you feeling that energy of the crowd as they were supporting Bravado, and a few words for the crowd in general?
Yeah, I mean, they can say what they want. We're here to win.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, in the end of the day, you guys got the job done. One more question here for you, Triton, before we let you go and celebrate with your team. All 4 maps today were incredibly one-sided. The closest was 16-9. Did it feel like it was just whoever was able to get that momentum would run away with the victory?
It did feel that way. It was very momentum-based. Everyone just, once we got the momentum going, both for Bravado on Mirage and for us on the other 3 maps, we just seemed unstoppable.
Okay, well, mate, a huge congratulations to you for your debut LAN. You've proven yourself as legit. You've silenced all the doubters. I hope that that person is alive and well, whoever just fell there, either way. Yeah, congratulations, Triton. Very proud of you, mate, and you've proven you're one of the stars of the future.
Love it. Thank you, Matt.
Cool. Okay, that is Triton from Nixuh, who are the champions of the Telkom VS Gaming Masters Finals here at Comiccon Africa. Deviant, what a dominant display of Counter-Strike from Nixuh on Vertigo.
Definitely. I mean, going into the last map, we had all hopes for Bravado coming off of the win from Mirage. But unfortunately, Nixuh's CT side just proved too strong. Like I mentioned earlier, Carney's aggression on that B side, securing it, you know, they had to keep an eye on it, but he was throwing down smokes, throwing down mollies. The one round, I think he got 2K there by himself. You know, that completely negates that side of the map for Bravado. Then they switched to try and go in A ramp and Adam with the AWP, and the impact that he was having on that ramp control was just shutting Bravado down a lot. They couldn't get many rounds on T at all, and then swapping to the CT side, you know, when Bravado won on Thursday on Vertigo, they started off on CT side, and Slowy's AWP, specifically on the CT side, made a huge impact. They didn't win enough rounds as terrorists this time, and unfortunately they couldn't get that ball rolling on CT.
How great was Adam, Des?
Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned, the cast as well, he's been pretty quiet this entire weekend, and then when it mattered most on Vertigo, he stepped up, and I mean, there wasn't a better time this weekend to step up than in the final map to secure it and get it over the line for the team. So I'm pretty sure that he's absolutely elated with his results and with his own performance on the last map. I mean, we kind of saw it as well when the cameras panned towards him. He was jumping up, he was fist pumping, he was so happy. So honestly, just so happy for him. After the interview that you also had with him, you know, the amount of time that he said that he's been putting in and the grind, you can see that it's really paid off for him.
Yeah, he worked super hard. Deviant, what a crazier testament to Nixuh's mental resolve, their mental fortitude, their tenacity, whatever superlative you want to use really, after being blown out of the water on Mirage and having all the pressure from the crowd as well on their shoulders, to come back and win on the way they did on Vertigo was just superb.
100%. I mean, hearing the crowd chanting against you probably drives you to want to win even more, to be honest, but overall, Nixuh's performance as competition has been really, really good. I mean, they didn't do anything really special, but the basics they were getting down really, really well. You know, the way Sonic was calling different things, keeping the CTs guessing, was really keeping Bravado on their toes. And the amount of fragging power that they have has really pulled them across the line. When they were moving as a pack 9 out of 10 times, and they were just steamrolling with the spacing and the trading.
I can't believe it's over. I don't want it to end. Can we set up a rematch? Can we get a show match going? I just want more Counter-Strike. Inject that into my veins and give me more, baby. I mean, what a crazy weekend it's been here, guys. It's been so good to have you both by my side. It's been so good to be back from a personal capacity here on LAN as well. Deviant, obviously this was the first big gig you've done as an analyst in a very long time. Give me a few words on what it meant to you for you to be on this side of the stage.
I feel very blessed and honored to be here, to be honest. You know, I've been playing this game for almost 15 years, I think, and I have a lot more respect for people on this side of the desk, being a player for so long, and you know, the amount of time and effort and work that actually is put in behind the scenes. Like, big ups to VS Gaming and everyone involved in this. Like, you guys give these players a chance to show off what they really have on a stage in front of a crowd. I mean, it wouldn't be the same if guys didn't know that they had an opportunity like this to show what they have, you know, in front of their friends and family, and to win big prizes and stuff. And it's amazing. I love it. The fact that we have high school esports league now on stage as well. I mean, it's just, I love being able to witness this.
Des, you've been bitten by the bug. you got the full, you know, drive now to get back to LAN once again in this capacity.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, obviously very, very privileged to be able to be standing here next to the both of you, because I mean, that's kind of surreal in its own sense. But I mean, I've had so much fun. I think I said in our podcast, but that we had about a week before the LAN that, CS is like a drug. Once you inject it into your veins, as you also said, then you just keep on wanting more. So this LAN has been absolutely amazing. And then again, a shout out to all of the staff that's been working to keep everything running so smooth. We've had minimal issues, if at all, any issues, and the hardworking people, they also just need to get their thanks, because they truly do deserve it.
I mean, you just see these three ugly mugs on the screen, but there's a lot more to it that goes into it to make this show possible. Not even going to try and name them by name, but shout out to our technical directors, our producers, our sound guys, shout out to our admins, shout out to our observers, shout out to the replay guys, shout out to the HUD designer, shout out to absolutely everybody who's made this possible today, all the management, all the people in the boardrooms. There's so much that's had to come together to actually make this possible, and I'm sure I've missed a few people along the way, and my humblest apologies for that as well, but you all know who you are and you know how much you mean to the show. But unfortunately, for the final time this weekend, we're going to be bidding you fantastic people, the viewers, the people that this is all about, whether you were at home or whether you were here in the crowd, whether you were just introduced to Counter-Strike for the first time or whether you're a long-time fan. We're so grateful to have you a part of the show. We really hope that you guys enjoyed everything that we put forward for you, and we hope that you will join us for the action again next time. Until next year, though, from the capacity of VS, we will be bidding you guys farewell. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, all the love in the world, and keep well.
flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none, keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none, keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none, keep the flame on max. Keep the flame on max. Keep the flame, keep the flame, keep the flame on. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none, keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none, keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none, keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none, keep the flame on, 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 none, keep the flame, keep the flame, keep the flame on.
TTC, yo, c'est, yo, décor, yo, TTC, 2000007.